She had a work emergency. She's
You're
outside.
live.
Okay.
She's outside. And Aaron's walking in. Aaron's walking in.
I'd like to call to order the Downtown Development Authority Board meeting of November 10th, 2025. It's now 12:02 or thereabouts. Are there any changes or deletions to the agenda? A roll call first? I guess we want the roll call first. That would be helpful. Are there any changes, Laura, to the agenda?
No, but we'll do roll call first, but I don't have any
Okay.
changes. No, thank
Alan Costello,
Here.
Aaron Ali Burton,
Here.
Anthony Barber,
Here.
Brian Rosen,
Here.
Jim Knight,
Here.
Cole David,
Here.
Mayor Tom Carney.
Here.
And I'd like to try to take a moment and see if we can't do something a little bit different, and that's to say the Pledge of Allegiance. We have Veterans Day tomorrow, and, you know, I think it would be a nice thing to stand
Very nice.
up and say, pledge allegiance to the flag.
I know.
I pledge allegiance
you. To the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Even with the bad knees, Jim. Good job.
Hey.
I like that pushing through.
He's doing that as
Impressive.
part of his exercise program. He makes me think
Exactly.
that's what he wanted to do,
That's
but
exactly
you know,
right.
it's all part of the,
You got to be able to get up and
all
down,
part of the
right?
rehab. It's all part of the
Okay, so that brings us, I believe, to public comments.
Well, we have to have approval of the agenda.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, approval of the agenda. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda down there, Al?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda.
And second by Aaron. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now will bring us to public comments.
Yes. Second.
Anybody here from the public that wishes to speak?
Yes.
We have, is it 3 minutes? Is that what we're showing now? So
3
we're now at
minutes.
3 minutes, okay.
And Suzanne has the time.
And I have information. May I approach to give out my packets? Thank you.
Absolutely, and
Okay.
welcome. And hopefully
Thank
everybody
you.
had a wonderful weekend.
Yes.
Thank you.
What food?
Is it in there? No. Give back. Give.
Thank you.
Should have it in there somewhere.
Thank you. Hey, how are you?
Thank you, Laura.
Albert.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Lori J. Durant, resident in Delray Beach, 4165 Northwest 10th Street, Delray Beach, Florida. So my reason for coming here today is because I wanted to first publicly thank Mayor Carney. I'm not able to attend the meetings on Tuesday. I had to take over my dad's company, so on Tuesdays I tend to work late. So I was actually excited that he joined the DDA board because I said to myself, great, now I can come and publicly thank you for greeting and meeting the debutantes for the study tour that they took by way of Brightline train. So Mayor Carney came with his lovely wife this past April, met the debutantes at the Boca Raton station for Brightline. They are the debutantes that are part of the Francis J. Bright Women's Club, which is based in Delray Beach. So for more than 10 years, I've been hosting in a volunteer capacity a tour for them that includes food, art, and history. And we have traditionally done Delray Beach or West Palm Beach or Lake Worth. We rotate the sites. And so this year was the first time we took them outside Palm Beach County. However, Frances J. Bright is named, she was the first woman teacher, black teacher, to come to Delray Beach to work at Colored School number 4, year 1895. So at that time, we were all a part of Dade County. So I was able to share with the Black Historical Society in Overtown, Miami, our Delray Beach history and how it connects to Dade County. So the debutantes are 12th grade students. It's a mentorship program. So they were able to learn about the connection between Delray Beach and Miami, while also exploring some of the different historical sites. So meeting Mayor Carney was the first time they ever met a mayor, and that was one of their comments, oh, we're meeting a mayor for the first time, and one of the most important things he said to the 12th grade girls is that one day you could be mayor too, and that left an impression upon them. So I have provided for you all the booklet that we used for their tour, for the 12th grade girls tour to Miami by way of Brightline. Also, this past March, the Lilly Pulitzer Store downtown Delray Beach hosted a shopping benefit for the Francis J. Bright Women's Club debutante program, mentorship program, and I helped to chair that event. And we were very grateful to have the support of the DDA with all of the social media. So the Women's Club members, the debutantes, were very excited about the social media that happened on Instagram as well as LinkedIn. So thank you so much for that. And in the current issue of the Delray Beach magazine, and I included a page of it, you will see photos from the Lilly Pulitzer event that was held in downtown Delray Beach. So they are equally enthusiastic about that. The Francis J. Bright Women's Club was established in the year 1959. It is one of our oldest civic organizations in continuous operation, historically black civic organizations in continuous operation in the city of Delray Beach. So I wanted to share that with you all, and thank you so much. And all of our debutantes received this lovely bag for their trip to Miami, as well as a complimentary copy of Marcus Samuelson's book called The Rise. And we had dinner, we had lunch, we had dinner at the Red Rooster Inn in Overtown, Miami, the historic black business district there. And that was a former black-owned pool hall, the location of that restaurant. So it was their first time taking Brightline, first time visiting Miami, first time having that kind of experience, and it was transformative for them. And again, Mayor Carney kicked us off, and really thank you so much. And his wife is quite lovely. So thank you. Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to be the plus one in that relationship. Trust me, I understand that she's the more deserving.
Name and address for the record,
Good afternoon.
please.
My name is Bruce Leash, 335 Southeast 6th Avenue. I'm president of the Meridian Delray Condo Association, and I'm a landscape architect and a city planner. I've attended a lot of meetings of DDA meetings over the years. I'm here to talk about a couple of things. One is the continuing problem with predatory parking. And I'm very thankful that you did institute the bylaw that we talked about that at least states that they have to have a sticker on there that say that they're not a city lot. But I believe we talked about trying to get parking rates on the signs, and I thought that was going to be part of the bylaw. And it's very important because people come into the parking lot, they don't know how much the rates are. By the time they go to the kiosk and they pull up the rates, technically they can be charged for just even pulling into the parking lot. Some of them say no time forgiveness. So that's the first thing. I'd like to hopefully see if we can get those parking rates onto the signs, because I think it's very important.
Yeah, I would like to comment that it is there is a state statute that was passed, and I think it's Major now, Gary Ferrari had brought it up at one of the meetings, so forth, that the first 20 minutes, no matter where you're at, I just actually picked up some pizzas and stuff at Sazio, and so the first 20 minutes, everywhere it's supposed to be no charge. But I know exactly what you're talking about, because I went into one lot when I went to the Grove not too long ago, and it was $50.
Yeah.
50.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that was the only option.
And $75.
And I just
if
had
you're
knee
over-
surgery and everything else. I was like, you know what? I didn't move the car, but so it's there's no question about it. I don't know what that would have to be to the city commission, I think, and to the, whether what can go on the signs or not. I know that the signs did come in front of us, and there were requirements on certain ones that were put forward, so.
And actually, I do believe, I was going to wait till later, but just to address it, there is a new formal sign code of what the the private lots have to provide, and that sign does include the rates that have to be provided. So
So they're not
I
doing-
think that just passed, and the mayor will tell me like in August. So
Yeah.
it's very new, but code enforcement, I'm sure, will be probably picking it up, and we
Okay.
can mention it. But
Thank-
that is a requirement now on the side.
Actually, Quentin's verifying that right now.
I
Well,
looked it up recently.
No, I'll get the information. I'll get with the city attorney and see what that information is, and we'll get that disseminated to
If I may,
everyone.
if I may, Mr. Chair.
Please, yes, please.
The point that's being made, which I don't think is covered by the statute, because while you have to, by the where you're buying your ticket, it has to be clearly displayed. What you are suggesting is that the entryway to the lot also have what the pricing is.
That would be good, but I didn't even see it on the kiosks. They have QR codes, so maybe.
Well, there's supposed to
by
be, the
scanning
new ordinance is definitely going to have that they have a sign indicating
Okay,
what the hourly is, and if you should go over what the maximum amount they could charge you for, your defaulting for
Very
the parking spot. But what you're suggesting, I think, is actually a pretty good thought as to whether or not we could have that kind of, so someone knows that they're entering this, when it just says this is a private lot, which we require them to say this is a private lot, but we don't tell them it's going to be $50,
right.
for example.
Thank you.
So I think that's a fair point, which,
Yes.
We'll look at the ordinance, but the new signs are supposed to actually say
Yep.
the prices on it. It says hourly.
And we can
event
actually talk more
price,
about
But
this at
on
our
private
discussion
lots
and
too?
Yeah,
agenda.
private lots. It's got a specific, as an example in the ordinance of what the
Yep.
sign.
it does definitely by the kiosk, and I've seen, but not necessarily.
So we have parking on the agenda, so
Wait,
I'm just
wait,
gonna,
wait.
just because I don't want to take any more of
Okay.
his 3 minutes.
But before we move on,
So,
if there's a
we can
lot
bring
that has like a rolling parking
bring that
fee,
forward in that
what would?
Stickers, they gotta change the stickers.
That's what I'm asking. I
Digital
don't want to just roll it out there. But if I own a lot and at 10 to 12 is $20, and from 12 to 4 it's $50.
It just has
Right.
to all be on the sign.
Yeah,
all right.
and again, so down later in our old business agenda, we can talk more in detail about that, so Bruce, if you want to stick around, but, go ahead. I know he's got 2 more points,
Just
so.
one more point.
Oh,
So
one more point.
The other issue that came up last week at the meeting, last month, had to do with street trees in tree pits on Atlantic Avenue and Federal Highway. And as a landscape architect, I know that it's not ideal to be planting trees in 4-foot by 4-foot tree pits. But I believe the city manager had stated a policy that when a tree dies, they're going to take it away and pave the tree pit. And I think that's an awful idea. And the reason it's a terrible idea is that obviously we're trying to establish a boulevard effect, and we want to have trees. I know in some cases there are some options. Maybe there's a tree pit where one dies, and then there's a street planter. You can put the tree in that. I can see that that's one way of doing it. But my observation is that most of the palm trees are doing okay. The ones that have died, I would say that a third of them, because they've been hit by cars. And I've always asked the question that if somebody hits a tree or destroys a piece of street furniture, does their insurance company have to pay it? And it always seems to be on the city to pay to restore them. But particularly on the street trees on Federal Highway, that project was built with a special process called the Cornell method. It's called structural soil. And that was under each tree pit, there's a much wider area of good planting soil that's held up by interlocking stones, and the good soil is mixed in with the stones, and that structural soil actually supports the brick. So you can have a much wider area of good planting soil for the trees on Federal Highway specifically. And those trees are all doing fine except the ones that have been hit. So what I'd like to do is to revisit the question and not have it become an official city policy that if a tree dies, you just brick in the tree pit. I think that's a horrible idea. It needs to be looked at on a case-by-case basis. Why the tree died, whether there's a planter nearby that you can put a new tree in, and particularly Federal Highway, those trees all should be replaced. You can replace it with a smaller tree. Part of the problem is if you're trying to replace it with a gigantic tree, it is difficult for them to get established. That's all. I'd like to say, just hopefully the policy is not set in stone, literally.
Now, the palm trees you're talking about on Federal Highway, correct?
And
Yeah,
a lot of them
or
that
Atlantic
were in the planters have been hit by cars and not replaced. All up
Yeah.
and down Federal Highway.
I mean, the reality is that in the middle of the summer and everything else, those oak trees that are in the planters and so forth there, yeah, they push up the curbs, and I'm sure that's probably the number one litigation that happens in the city is people tripping on the curbs and things like that, so forth. But people walk because the trees are there, and they're not going to browse around at the shops and everything else and so forth. So I think it would be, I don't know if it's in our purview or not, but it would be a good idea to send a letter that we encourage the city to put the trees back in and not just pave over them. Because again, that's what makes Atlantic Avenue so special, is all the oak trees and everything else so
Yeah,
forth
I agree.
along there.
Yeah, it's part of our
So-
beautification conversation too.
Thank you.
But thank you. Thanks, Bruce.
Hello, stranger, how are you?
Hello.
Nice to see
Such
you.
a pleasure to meet you all. Vera Woodson, 33445. I have 100 suggestions, but I'm only going to go with 3 today. Number 1 is so simple. If you could just put a hook on the side of here for women to put their handbags while we're up here, that would be nice, okay? That's number 1. All right. I'm actually here to praise Victoria and Alex, who work with the Old School Square events as the events team. As you all know, I rebooted the Flemingo Flea Market after the hiatus from I'm going to pause there for a minute and leave that there. After the hiatus, and we were very thrilled to open up again November, this past weekend, the first weekend in November, and we are scheduled to also open for December weekend. When I sat here, one of the things that I asked was whether or not we could do a survey of the cost in comparison to other venues in the area that were like the gym. Now, it is a special gym, obviously, but during my research, I found out that right across the street at the community center, the gym over there has tables and chairs and is half the price. I'm not looking for anyone to give me any money. That is not what I'm looking for. But I am looking for you all to at least do the research to be competitive, because I would love to actually sign a contract for another 6 weekends in the year. But if I have to go somewhere else to make it cost effective for the vendors, then I will. The cost, obviously, it's a losing endeavor because of what I'm trying to do. I'm helping small businesses. The money that we got from this last event went to the pantry program that I started while on the board, and the Rotary Club signed on to help to expand that clothing option for free new clothes to all of the students that are in the city of Delray Beach through the school system, students that are unhoused, identified as unhoused. So all the students in Delray Beach will have it. By the way, thank you to Laura, I believe, and Mr. Carney. You all both showed up at the event after my speech, of course, perfectly planned. I appreciate it. Thank you. And so I want to thank you all for supporting it. We raised over $1,000 that night, and those students will receive their clothing at their schools in their Fresh Thread lockers. Now it is called the Fresh Thread lockers once the Rotary got involved. So I'm just asking that you all let me know if this rate will continue through 2026. I've been paying it, of course, out of my pocket. The vendors pay me a very nominal fee. That money goes to charities in our area, Beachkeeper, Spady Museum, Rotary Club. I had another organization approach me at the market this past market, and so I want to make sure that I can continue to support Delray Beach through the efforts that I do. Also, I understand that they are also going to continue with the Black Excellence event that I initiated. So again, all of these events that I start are to build community, and so I hope that you all see that they are worth the value in your time and effort. So thank you.
Thank you, and always great to see you, Vera.
Really?
Yes, really.
Because I've been avoiding all of you like the plague. No, I'm just joking. No, I appreciate it, and it's good to see you all too. If you have any questions for me about the flea market, or Laura can find me. Here's the other thing. Cynthia Ridley, when she came in the month after she spoke out against me, and she asked for the bikes, I have her bikes, so I don't have her contact information. I bump into her every now and again, but I don't have her direct contact information. If you could let her know, I have her bikes for the 12 Days of Christmas. Anyone else? Yeah. It's hard to find this place, by the way, and these meetings are at odd hours.
I gained a few pounds back, and is there anything in there for clothes for DDA board members?
I do. I actually have Tommy Bahama men's shirts, and I have some very good designer ties as well. I also have all the Florida college football team baseball caps for the majors, not all of them. Yes, but we also will have an entire Lux tree ornament display so that you can come and get your Christmas ornaments. Not only is it flea market items, it's handcrafted. These are actually women who make their own items, as well as thrifted items.
Hanukkah bush.
Huh?
Hanukkah bush.
Well, listen, I'm doing a whole table display for Hanukkah.
Okay.
You listen, I am an equal opportunity merchant. I don't leave anybody out. All right, so thank you all very much. Appreciate you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Full board member day.
Albert Richwagon, 298 Northeast 6th Avenue, Delray Beach. Hello, DDA board and staff, Mr. Mayor, Commissioner Julie Cassell. I'm here today to introduce you to the Dero Bicycle Self-Repair Stand and Pump Station. When installed, this will provide free air pump and repair stand with tools to do a quick bicycle flat repair for the public. They are sometimes used by people who are marginalized. Most are commuters, exercising, or just out for a social ride, whom don't have access to the needed specialized metric bicycle repair tools this provides. We all know air pumps at gas stations cost money nowadays, if they happen to work that day. Our minimum shop supply at the bike store is now $10 in today's economy and the cost of doing business. We do have a free air hose outside during open hours, but we don't loan out our tools. The station tools are connected by stainless steel wire, so they cannot be removed or nor tampered with. They are made of weather-resistant, heavy-duty stainless steel and galvanized parts and components. I recently installed 11 of these same repair stations in the city of Boca, which now has 16 in total. Some are located at the beach, other in parks and train stations, the libraries, FAU, and near the El Rio Trail, all near bike racks they have all over the city. I'm proposing the DDA purchase the Dero repair and bike pump stations. I'm sure you're wondering the cost. Each repair station wholesale costs $1,250, and the air pump kit are also $1,250, plus shipping, assembly, and maintenance. Rich Wagons Bike and Sport would assemble, install, and maintain the stations at no additional cost to the city or the DDA. Over $1,000 contribution from Rich Wagons Bicycle. I'm proposing the first air pump and repair location be located near the DDA Public Information Center at Atlantic Avenue and A1A, near the bike parking racks, which sees the most bicycles pass by anywhere else in the city. Delray City staff is currently working on their plan to meet the TPA's net zero goals it adopted last year in relation to bicycle and pedestrian safety and mobility with the Kimberly Horn Group. This is one of the many components to meet mobility standards. We currently have no ranking. Boca Raton just reached gold standard. Their mobility implementation plan was ranked 5th in the United States. Thank you for your time and consideration. If you have any questions.
I just wanted to comment that at Sandpine Park, I recognize that. There's one there across the street from where I live. So
Yep.
Seen one there. So
Albert, how many do you think we would need to fully outfit the city?
One would be great to start for a trial basis, but I would say one also at the Pompey Park would be a great spot for it. And then possibly one out at the train station.
Nothing on A1A in Atlantic, though. You kidding me?
You want it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Put it in a
Why?
park or something. Why?
So
we got enough bicyclists who throw their bikes on the trees and bushes as it is.
the
Well, this would be
tools
for
are connected
repairs.
by wire. You can't steal them or tamper with them.
They'll lock their
When they're
bike up to
installed
it.
and bolted down, they use tamper-resistant bolts, so you can't remove it. You can't steal the tools. The pumps are made at aircraft quality. There's a gauge built in. Everything is industrial, military grade. They're pretty much bulletproof. Boca's had their first 9 for 7 years, and I maintain them. And the only thing I've ever replaced was an air hose or a couple of tools that rusted out. And I'm willing to do all of the maintenance, installation, and repairs to them at no charge to the city.
I, for one, like this idea a lot, so.
I'm also a big believer in the bike and pedestrian side of Delray. This is definitely helpful.
Put them in a park, don't put them on the sidewalk.
We can work, if you want to, we can have another more detailed conversation
big
with Mr. Richwagon and maybe bring it back to a future meeting.
Yeah, I think that's great. Again,
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
I know it's not an action item, but if enough of us, or, if we have a quorum and we like the idea, can we make some sort of resolution to move forward with the conversation?
Put it on the next agenda, right?
And we can do some homework.
Is there consensus for that? Okay.
Yes,
I'm in favor
I
of
say
this,
yes.
yeah.
All right, good. All right, we'll bring back a more detailed.
Thank you. Thanks, Albert.
Thank
You
you.
can't leave those here, though.
1 second.
Not for the next meeting.
1 second, sir.
Yeah, Albert.
Albert, wait.
1 second. If you could schedule or try to schedule some time or to provide the information, that as much information as possible that you gave to the city of Boca Raton, or as far as data, is just any and all information to help us make a more informed decision. Like, it seems like a good idea, but my two immediate things are that the unhoused or unhomed, is whatever's the proper way to state it, seem like this could add to that issue in some kind of way, because their primary use of transport either bicycle or by foot. So I want to make sure that we kind of figure out how that impacts the overall community, not just if we're just looking out for those that live on the 4th floor and they're riding from one end of town to the other end of town and their bike slows down for a second. Not just that, because this could become an issue where now we're just like a bike repair place, and then we're getting more people inside the city that are unhoused because they know they can fix their bikes in Delray, and they don't leave, and then they get more drugs, and then they get more so on and so forth. So my point is, if you could just any information.
That's what was on your mind. Yeah.
It just any and all information. That's all. And I think it's a great idea. And I don't want to sound like I'm bashing you, but I just know that I see a lot of unhoused, a lot.
Sure.
Like a lot, and a lot of them on bicycles. So if there's now you got a way for me to stay around, I can't go too far from the air pump because I got a hole in my tire.
Right.
Understood.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
Name and address for the record, please.
Fred Kent. We have an apartment at 2000 South Ocean Boulevard. My wife died 4 weeks ago, and I'm here in a way to push her legacy and mine about how we can reshape Delray into the village by the sea that we all need and want. So I work around the world on how you create a sense of place. I am kind of the father of that idea. We have a group of people in New Zealand right now working on main streets. I just gave a keynote address to the Connecticut Main Street. I've gotten awards from all kinds of places. And there's actually a movie about me called The Placeman. So we have a lot of knowledge about how you create a place. And we got a lot of it from here, from the wonderful things that have been done here. But there are also some really key issues. And we think those, if you just took what we call a term lighter, quicker, cheaper, which is how you create quick change with little actions, low money, but big impact. So I'm going to go down Atlantic Avenue. The courthouse is dead. There's no access from the courthouse to the public space. That is a wonderful place waiting to happen. It would serve a whole range of communities if that were something that people could use. The library is the most hidden library I've ever seen. It's behind a wall and in another wall, and it is a precious institution, but it has no presence. I'll bet you of 100,000 people that drive down Atlantic Avenue, there may be 10 people who know that that's the library. It has no presence. On the other side is the tennis center, and we were just up in Newport, and the tennis center in Newport is an iconic destination because of the buildings. To have parking lot, and then that doesn't serve you in the long run. There is no heart. This is the city hall. This should be the center of activity for many people in a community. A city hall, park, or plaza ought to be one of the iconic places that people know about. This is not known. Swinton and Atlantic Avenue is a killer intersection, because when you come down Atlantic Avenue, it's a dead end. And then all of a sudden, you come to the best intersection in Florida and maybe the United States at Southeast 2nd. That is the most amazing place. My wife, who was in a wheelchair, we used to have dinner there all the time on the corner because the whole world was right there. And people came because they wanted to connect with other people. People came with their dogs, and dogs connected with other dogs. And so it was that's your kind of heart, in a way, of the whole city, is at that corner. Well, go over to the museum, go over to the Playhouse here. That works on market days, but the rest of the time it's dead. How do you create the downtown square, the downtown, we don't use the word park. We talk about squares and markets. Markets are the heart of a community, and squares are the soul. A square, a square is about activity. It's constantly busy.
Fred, if you could wrap up, please. I'm sorry, it's 3
I'm
minutes.
gonna just finish going down, and so then you've got the best sidewalk.
We just need to keep moving. I apologize.
I'll just leave. That's all right. Thank you.
And I appreciate what you have to say and so forth.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I could have spent one more minute. But
Fred.
Never mind.
Fred.
I get that kind of a treatment. What?
We all, hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yes.
We all met your wife when you made your last presentation. She was very sweet. I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
And we still talk about ways to bring the art out in front of the art museum so that it's into
you
the
can
sidewalk.
do a plaza or a square, and I'll show you. There are so many places where they actually do bring it out so that people will spend almost as much time in the museum as they do outside, but they come all the time. It is dead. It is dead.
I do hope we can get you to recreate.
So I'm here because she died, but I'm trying to decide whether we still have our place here or I go somewhere else. So I want to know, fairly soon if we're going to sell our property, and then I've got other places that want us to come in and work with them.
Contact Laura.
I will.
And let's try and.
Yeah, I mean, I love Laura.
Certainly our thoughts and prayers go out for your
Thanks.
loss.
Yeah, you could have given me 2 more minutes. Okay. The other guys did. The other people did. You just don't want me to say anything.
No, that's not true.
Well, that's the way I came across. Okay.
Well, I apologize if it came across that
Thank
way.
you.
Just trying to keep
Well,
it
it did.
consistent.
Thank you.
And I didn't realize that was the beeper before that was going off on the others. That I would
Need a
have.
new alarm.
We need the big beeper.
Yeah.
Hello, Josh Brahmi, 1465 Masters Circle. I had an event at Old School Square on September 27th, and you guys were a big help to that. So I just wanted to come and thank you. We had over 700 people come. It was free for everyone, and we raised $700 to the firefighters of Delray. So I just wanted to come and thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lord.
Anybody else for public comment? See, yes, there we go.
Do I have to give my address here?
No.
Okay, good. Julie Cassell, as a resident of the city of Delray Beach. I just want to say to Mr. Richwagon, I can't speak specifically about that because I may be voting on it, but many people don't know that Mr. Richwagon, he's such a lovely gentleman. When people need air in their tires, he helps them. If they don't have the wherewithal, he repairs their tires and allows them to work it off in his parking lot. He's quite an asset to our city, and I'll always appreciate you and thank you.
I thought you were going to talk about Bob's Bar. Anybody else from the public? Seeing none, public part is closed. And partner reports?
I don't think we have any partners here. Okay.
Well, that brings us then to the consent agenda.
Okay, very good.
We have as everybody reviewed, have an opportunity to review the minutes from the September 30th and October 20th board meetings.
Yeah. This whole, all items 3A and
Yep.
3B are all part of the consent.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
And do I?
Second.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that takes care of that. That brings us to new business.
Don't forget all in favor.
I thought we said all in favor, all opposed? None opposed. If we can't get past it in the minutes without everybody in favor, we're in real trouble here, right?
Just need a,
All right, the motion passes unanimous.
That brings us to new business. The DDA placemaking.
yes, so item 4.
Art and activation grant.
Right, for the Hanukkah Festival, and I believe, is Rabbi Shmuley here? Liliana, was he planning to be here? Okay. Well, Rabbi Shmuley's not here, but you do have the activation grant behind you, or as part of the backup. And it is, last year we did, he did present the information and for the $2,000 to go towards his, what he's asking is $23,000 investment to the Hanukkah Festival, which is a citywide free event. It's also city sponsored, co-produced with the city. And he is asking for the DDA's support of $2,000. So we can answer any questions. We can have him come back on December 8th, which is before, I believe, the Hanukkah Festival. But
Yeah. Someone has to make a motion.
I'll make a motion to pass it.
okay,
Aaron seconded it first.
All in favor?
very good then.
Aye. Any opposed?
No.
Passes unanimous.
Hanging downtown.
All right, very good.
Yeah, no, they did all the food lockies.
Thank you.
And that brings us to 4C.
4C, right. So on the previous agenda, we did have an item that was removed, which was the noise ordinance. But item 4C, we have, and just so you all know, we do have members that are in the audience that
There's no noise ordinance.
there's no words. We've pulled that from the agenda. It'll come to a future agenda, more than likely December's, because it is going to be on a workshop for the city here. I believe it's in later this month, and then it can come back into to the board. So, for the board members and for the members of the public that are here, we also have members from both the Palm Trail Neighborhood Association as well as Preservation Trust that did not speak at public comment, but they wanted to hear our conversation first and have opportunity to be part of the discussion for this, since it is being brought really to the DDA by them. So first, Veterans Park, which is one of our downtown public parks and facilities that is in the right on the waterway. I wanted to provide you all with some images of its current conditions. Back in August, we met with the Palm Trail residents who have concerns about the current conditions, limited activation that's happening there, and really what the long-term outlook looks for the Veterans Park. So we had a preliminary discussion, and also I know that there's been discussions for the Preservation Trust on creating a historic district of the park, as well as some discussions through the city of what to do with the community facility that's there. But currently, if you want to go back to the first slide, so this here's the current conditions. On the top, we have our utility boxes, and I know there's some opportunity with the city to do wrap the utility boxes. This would be a prime opportunity to do that. And the fountain that sits on Atlantic Avenue, keeping that, better upkeep of that would be a great short-term solution. What you're seeing on the lower is the construction. Atlantic Crossing right now has a major construction obviously going on right next to the parking lot, and utilizing some of the parking lot of this. But this fence is facing on the other side, facing Atlantic Avenue. And it's a beautiful space. It's very underutilized right now, and there is concerns of what the future looks like. On the top corner, right corner, is under the bridge. That is a walkway that does go from north to south underneath Atlantic Avenue to create a safer crossing. However, this time of year, it's got at least a foot of water in there. Next slide, you can see. We have newly installed meters, so there is it's metered parking now, and just the facility itself does have opportunity for a little bit enhanced maintenance, as well as a few other potentially some amenities that could be added there. The Lady Atlantic is there. They have their 2 yachts there during season, and they are. Right now there's one, but they do sightseeing tours out of there and cruises throughout the weekend, and utilize that space on the south end. So with that, I wanted to potentially just open up, if possible, to have our friends from the Palm Trail neighborhood to come up and just, if you don't mind, just come up and maybe share, either Shelley or come up and share just kind of some of your thoughts on why it's important and why where the DDA can help.
Laura,
Yes, sir.
does the trash can symbolize any kind of artwork that we need to know about?
That's for the Lady Atlantic. That's their storage area right now.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And the broken chair?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yes, and some other things over there. So that's right by the bridge underneath there.
Awesome.
Oh, that's we've sent those in, and I think they're working on those, fixing those now. So I did report those. So
Laura?
Yes, sir.
The parking, there's ample parking there. Is it full during the day?
No.
So, in the evenings?
I don't know. I don't
It
have the
will be.
occupancy, but
It's never full?
It will be eventually once the rest of the stuff goes up. It'll be full.
yeah. I mean, it's utilized on the weekends, when obviously when the boat cruise is being utilized, when it's operating. It's full.
It reminds me of
It's
that.
hard to get to right now. It makes it difficult.
It reminds me of Las Olas a little bit.
Yeah.
The old Las Olas with the band shell, and on the
It's-
weekends we used to go
it's
down.
100 years old.
Choice of restaurants, people on the intercoastal, lots of boats to watch. They had music at the band shell, and it was packed every night.
It's a great opportunity, and that's
Yeah.
really that's the point of this is that they.
Trail wants a live music venue there? Okay, I'm just
No, well, no, just about. I mean, the potential for this. And Shelley actually is a resident of that neighborhood as well.
So I'm a resident as well as obviously have connection with the DDA.
Pull your microphone down just a little bit. Sorry.
And some neighbors and I have talked that this is such a missed opportunity, that we really feel our town, when people are wandering through, I mean, they start at Swinton, we should have a great entrance down at Swinton, they could stop and have this wonderful park and head up to the beach. And it just right now is something that everybody walks by and nobody uses. And we'd really love to see it revitalized, perked up, looking beautiful and inviting, and have activations in there that people would use. How can we pool the resources in the land and use it better, kind of resituate it maybe, come up with some ideas, and we'd love to expand on our ideas and see what we can bring forward and how we can do this. And as private residents, we'd love to take a lead in this, with your blessing, I guess.
Yeah.
Has the city said anything to you regarding any kind of?
Maybe Jeff can come up and give us.
Well, so we have, this is our official, so we started through this process, with them coming to us, and I know I met with city manager and Jeff Orris last Monday and said that we were going to be talking about this as far as what's happening with the future of the Veterans Park, because there is one thing that it's, Atlantic Crossing is got years of development still to go for, but it'll take a long time. There is upgrades that need to be done. And it is in the Downtown Development Authority District. So as that, you also have in your backup the recommendations that were given by our organization back in 1990s, and that is why it's here. It's really for us to look at and really provide opportunity to work with the our stakeholders and really come back with you all with some recommendations and propose to the city some recommendations that could really help maybe, and working with either universities or landscape architects to come in and, as a community. This has been a community park for so long,
Yep.
and bring it back.
What did the assistant city manager say since he's here?
We said we were going to discuss it today. There's no plan in place, but it's really more of let's work together as the city and the DDA to move this forward. And Jeff, I don't know.
I'd like to hear from Jeff. Yeah, I'd like to hear from Jeff, just
Feedback?
because it is a city property, what their ideas are, plans, or thoughts.
Good afternoon, Jeff Horace, Assistant City Manager. As we had some conversations, I do not know if we have anything on the books for immediate maintenance. I'm checking with the Parks and Rec Director to see if there's anything within the GO bond that we passed to see if there's improvements for here. But Lauren, the city manager, and I did have the conversation. She passed along a couple of concerns. We got a number of them, I think, right in the pipeline. So we're trying to address some of the low-hanging fruit there of some of the maintenance issues and others. So we'll stay on top of it as best we can. And if I get a report that we do have some plans for there, I'll certainly pass those along.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, I was just, because I know that at one time the project, Atlantic Crossing, was going to put a bunch of money towards the park.
Yeah.
And did they have a plan that they were going to work from or anything? Just so we got like a starting point of what they're going to do with that $500,000?
That was initially their plan through their site plan, and that was pulled back.
All right, so that was pulled back, and then I didn't know if the city, since now that's not happening, has any ideas at this point, or just kind of wait till the development gets done and then?
There's been a number of things that the public has brought forward and we've considered, but right now I couldn't tell you what the long-range plan is.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I wouldn't want to talk about plans of anything if there were plans.
But as I said, I will certainly investigate further and let you know what I find out.
Okay, that sounds good.
I know is that, kids went to Unity School. We'd go from Unity to Docks over to the park and when the playground and everything else and so forth. And it used to be a lot, very, very active.
Right.
Kids are 34, so we're not going to if they are, there's something wrong with them, right?
Well, no, that's the point, though. It shouldn't just be for children. It is a beautiful promenade, and it's a veterans park, so should be veterans. We've had the Veterans Park Service or the Veterans Memorial Service there in the past. You also have the community where the shuffleboard that could be repurposed for future use, the community center that needs upgrades. Have the fountain itself could be redone. The facility itself there's a lot of things. That right there along the way. Boynton Memorial Park is Boca is doing swings all along their promenade, and that is something that we've received a few of the placemaking. This is when we're talking about placemaking just now. All of the conversation between Bruce and Fred Kent. This is place management, placemaking. This is the public realm. This is a public park. It's in a downtown, it's in the urban center. It should match other cities that have this, especially on a riverfront.
Laura.
That is where we really want to. If we're going to be part of this as a downtown organization, it'd be great to be able to infuse some of that place management style into this park area.
Do you have? What are you specific? Do you have a plan of your own? Do you have?
No,
if
I'm
I
not.
said to you, the board loves this idea and we want to run right into it and spend some money, do you have a step-by-step?
Well, I would like. No, I do not have a plan. I think that the neighbors have been, as well as the Preservation Trust, have been working closely. But they've been working on in their own place of their ideas of how to see this move forward. And I'd love to have Mark come up here and can just share some of that with you all. If that's
just one
possible.
question for Jeff before you leave. What is there any grant money that we can go after for this?
If we have a longer range plan, there's things you want to change. There may be, but just for maintenance, no.
Okay.
I can add. One of my concerns is the fountain. We recently had the artist come out and refurbish the fountain. And I did have a conversation with the Parks and Rec Director, and he's looking for a method to maintain it so that we keep all the algae and other growth in there at bay. We do chlorinate it, but whether we're doing it appropriately on a regular basis, we're trying to make sure so that it doesn't end up in a situation. I know that's a very visible aspect out there, but we are working on that right now.
Certainly not making any more waterfront, that's for sure.
make it more accessible. Hi, my name is Mark Ronald. I'm a resident of Palm Trail. I'm not an expert on parks, but I know a lot about project management. I've worked with all kinds of organizations, and I ran a very large multi-billion-dollar business for many years. You don't have a plan, and what I would like to, and some of my colleagues within Palm Trail would like to offer, is a plan, but one that gets developed with you folks, with the Downtown Development Authority, and obviously with oversight from the city. But this is an opportunity. It's probably the best opportunity that you've got for a major improvement to this city. And I believe it can be accomplished at no budget increase, because I think you'll get a lot of volunteers who could contribute, and I'm certainly personally one of those, who would contribute time and effort and money once there is a plan. And I suggest that we can develop a plan with the human resources that exist within this town, and particularly some aids from universities, because there's a lot of expertise out here, and there's a lot of experience in having developed parks. We are not the only town that has faced a situation like this, a place that is atrophied. Let's be honest with each other. And you can't do it with Scotch tape and Band-Aids. You need a plan which develops something that's unified and affordable and will service the majority of people in town and visiting the town. So the proposition that we're putting forward is, let us develop a plan in conjunction with you, step by step, with reviews, program reviews, however you want to do it. But we'd like to be able to tell people that the Downtown Development Authority has taken upon itself to develop a plan so people will listen to us. It's not just smoke and mirrors.
It's the city.
Yes.
What's the vision? Like, what would you like to
Just
see?
use your microphone. Sorry.
I can tell you
What's
what
the vision? What would you-
personally, I don't have a vision for this park. Okay? My vision would be something that attracts people in, because right now you can go right by it in Atlantic, you'd see that broken fountain most of the time, and a lot of cement and paving. Virtually no greenery. When you go to Veterans tomorrow, you'll see we've got a few nice monuments, but they're not integrated in any way, and they're certainly not integrated with the flag pole that we've got, nice tall flagpole. But you're not in an area that gives you the sense, I'm in a sacred area of this park that's representing. There isn't even really a sign to get you in the first place.
Yeah, just Lady Atlantic.
And I could go on and on and on. You don't take advantage of the intercoastal. There's a lot of things that you all know, and we could spend the rest of the afternoon talking about what's wrong. But what I'd rather do is get on with coming up with a plan. We need your endorsement, and with members, Shelley obviously is both in our community and associated with the organization as a bridge. And if you want to review what we're doing every month, I'm fine with that. I'm used to project reviews because that gets things going.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'm sorry.
Laura, would you like to work with them and make a plan? If we approve, if there was
Right, it's not our
agreement?
Yeah, I think the issue is it's the city's property, so we have to partner with the city on this, and if they're okay with us to spearhead this, then we can take it and run. I think you guys will be a great asset financially, time-wise, but we got to get the city on board because it's not our property.
And the one thing to mention is it's a little bit of an elephant in the room when it comes to this park, and it's been in discussions floating in and out. Is it historic? Is it not historic? Do we make it historic? And again, just a couple of my thoughts on the park. One, this green space is so important, and it's right on the water, and it's a gem of Delray Beach, and there should be some more focus on it. It's in the DDA area. I'm sure the city wants to see things happen there as well. So I think for all that, it's good. I think it would be amazing. I know you say there's some funds in the background, but it's always good if you could put those funds into an account, that you guys have, so you can say, hey, here's an account with a bunch of money, and our 5 people will say if it gets to go into the project that we like, but at least you could say there's some funding actually there. It's always nice, not that you have that. But the other historic thing is like the building that is there now it's not a great building, right? You make that historic, you're stuck with that building. I've worked on one of the oldest shopping centers in the country. It was historic. It was in Ohio. It's called Shaker Square, and it was a nightmare working on that project. You don't go to Home Depot to buy a new window. You got to fix the windows that are there. You can't put impact glass windows in it. So I just be very delicate with if we're going to make it historic or non-historic, because that also affects what you can do there. And I think it's a question. Again, you guys are all the neighbors there, and obviously want to have a lot of say what happens there. And I kind of want to hear from your whole group where you sit on that, because that's a big part of whatever you do there or don't do there. Is really, that's going to drive a lot of it. So, and the city's got to decide that too.
Well, so part of our organization as a recommending body to the city, we've done plenty of, but not necessarily studies, but we've done major plans and recommended them that were then implemented. So it would be something that obviously we would work with the city to make sure that we're all on the same page to go forward with that. And I think that's where I think Mark and the community have come together to say, like, this is the path that we see moving forward with this, and it's really, again, we would have to workshop or bring it to the city to have those conversations before we head down this long path.
Is there not a path that we make a motion or could make a motion to ask the city to review and direct us directly? Like we can do that right now, can we not?
I see it exactly as the opposite. In order for the city to consider it, they need a plan. I think we should move forward as a first step to put together a plan. It costs very little. It's the time of the staff and Mark's time, which I have a feeling he'll be happy to give us. Put together a plan.
Anything we do from Palm Trail will be
in that plan, and in that plan, it would assess the availability. I mean, the good reasons to make it historic, the good reasons not to, how much it would cost for each individual piece of rehab, and how we would do it, and then you can present it to the city, and the city can have a chance to review it based on real information.
Yeah, but Al, we got to get the city's go ahead. So what I'm saying is,
we don't need the city's go ahead for a plan. But we don't.
So we make a plan.
There's no reason to start spending money and so forth on an asset that the city owns.
I wouldn't spend money.
You're spending time, Al.
You put together a plan, you don't spend any money.
That's why I'm suggesting periodic reviews, so you gentlemen can have, and ladies can say, we're not going to spend a penny at this point until we get city approval, or whenever you decide to.
Have you gone to the city and talked to them about it? I mean,
I've had some private discussions with members of the commission.
We got to go to the city.
Can we ask a question?
Yeah, please, go ahead.
The city's, part of it's the city's right there.
Correct.
So we can direct these questions to the reason why he's on the board. He can give us some insight on.
Sure, absolutely.
So we're not, he's over there just laughing at us, so help us out with this. What do you see as a
I mean, it's
way?
a public park.
Yep.
I think it's owned by the city. I think everybody's agreed we want to keep it as a public park. The nuances of how you get there are what's being discussed. I certainly think having a park which makes people want to leave Atlantic Avenue and walk through it seems an inviting kind of a park, which it really isn't now. And I think everyone kind of acknowledges that.
It's fair to say that park probably gets more foot traffic than Old School Square.
I think it's going to be tough to determine what you want to do there until the project is built out. Because
walking past it, not in it.
The project being built out is going to then, I don't know how much you should do to the park before the project is built out next door, because there's going to be traffic, there's going to be construction, there's going to be trucks, there's going to be this, there's going to be that.
At the rate that the project has moved, I can tell you exactly when it's going to be completed.
Will I be alive?
As minimum 10 years from now. So that's just, I'm sorry.
Look, I'm not
that's just not a workable answer to wait for Atlantic Crossing.
Well, the suggestion.
No, I'm not saying wait. I'm just saying there are things we can't do.
No, but there may be some who think that that's a viable solution.
No.
And personally, I don't think so. Plus, I think if you move forward, you may still have the opportunity to influence Atlantic Crossing, to make sure that whatever they do that isn't already effectively set in stone
That's a very
or
good
cement, as long as it doesn't cost them anything, I would imagine they cooperate.
Quentin, you were.
Yeah, I think for purposes of the discussion and where we need to go when we finish the discussion, the DDA, as Laura stated, is an appropriate body to review the matter and provide some. Okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I threw you off.
Yeah, the appropriate place for ideas to be generated and vetted. But the ultimate decision, as you all are saying, as far as time and finance and when things will get done, if they'll get done, if the city even wants to do anything at this particular point in time, and when they want to do that, will be up to the city. But for purposes of bringing it for information to the city in a more formal way, I think you all are able to do that. If you choose to do that, and work with the neighborhood to prepare certain bullet points for the vision of the park.
Yes.
Is this an action item?
I think the action item would be for you all to allow or request that Laura work with the neighborhood to bring back some bullet points of a vision or ideas for the park.
I make a motion.
And next steps.
If I could offer one little suggestion.
Yep.
As we are now working on a joint meeting between the city commission and this board, not a staff kind of
You
meeting.
mean a workshop?
A workshop, which we discussed, and it's now underway. But we discussed, I brought it up at the commission meeting last week to let's get this underway. And I think it's certainly an appropriate item that could be discussed as to the role both parties could have in terms of improving this public asset. So I'm not delaying it. I'm just saying this is one of the reasons we put this into print. It included Atlantic. I specifically raised the issue related to Atlantic Avenue beautification, but certainly this is along Atlantic Avenue and would certainly fall broadly under that.
Yeah.
So with what the mayor said and with what Quentin said, I make a motion that we move forward to have Laura and Mark put together a study of sorts with bullet points to be presented to the city at that workshop, so that we have some idea of where we're going, so the city would have some idea of how it can approach accepting or not accepting any or all the proposal. But not to make a proposal, well, that's my
Do we
motion.
need a motion?
I think my thought on this is, when's the workshop scheduled?
It's not scheduled yet,
Okay.
so.
It'd be within 2 months, though, and it would certainly be.
I guess the
I don't know if
question
we can
is
do it in December, but I think we're certainly planning to have it no later than
Okay.
January, I would have thought.
And that really should be it was really about downtown beautification based on Jules.
Right, what I said is broadly,
Right,
yeah,
so.
it's downtown beautification,
right.
but it's certainly an
And,
item that.
Public, and we've, and go ahead, Cole, you finish, and then
My
I would
thought
like
is
to.
just like, I think we'll have a better understanding whether the city wants to partner with us at that post-workshop, and then if it looks good, then I agree, Al. I think we should put together a plan to come back to the city.
Are you
So
seconding it?
Wait a
so,
minute.
Not entirely. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Why do you say
Anthony.
post-workshop?
Because I think we'll have an understanding of how the city feels about us working together on
I
this.
disagree. I honestly, I
that's-
totally disagree.
Really?
I think from as an organization, and I'm just going to be honest with you all, that, as Quentin said, we are the body that, as you know, our job as a team and with direction. If you say no, we don't want to do this at all, and let the city do it all, that's fine. But that's what our purview is as an organization. In order to help bring and educate and help guide moving forward, just as we would do that with any other thing program that we were bringing forward. We have other Libby Plaza, Worthing Park, Old School Square, Veterans Park are all public realms in our downtown area.
And-
Those are big things that we should be
And you made proposals for all of them.
working on. Yes. So
So, question, Quentin, Are you just clarifying? We do not need to make a motion prior to anything else asking if the city even wants us to work with it. That's what Lars just said, right?
Correct.
Okay, so we can do everything that Al just said, but we need to move fast. Is there a way that we can move faster than waiting on a workshop?
Well,
That's
the way.
how can we move faster than the 2 months potentially?
Yeah, I think what Laura. I think everybody's saying the same thing, just a little bit differently. That the DDA should be able to work with neighbors to present to the city some ideas for the city's asset. The city will do what it will with it based on their budget and their time and their resources.
I'll take a run at the motion when you're ready. Yeah, go ahead.
That's why I asked what the vision was in the beginning, because everybody up here wants to see something happen because it is an asset that we're not utilizing, correct?
Correct.
So that's why I said, what's the vision? Because if you're waiting on the city and the DDA and everybody to do a workshop, you're going to have another workshop, then you're going to have a workshop after that workshop.
That's why I'm here.
Thank you.
That's why I'm forceful. I know how to get things done. I used to get paid, believe it or not, $10,000 a day to advise companies.
Understood.
Okay.
What I'm getting at, give us
And
something so we can work with.
I believe working with the competent people at this table, the mayor and the other commissioners, we can actually develop a plan. And I agree with your comment about the elephant in the room, but the elephant will not occupy the entire room. It's a factor that has to be considered. Inevitably, there's obstacles. That's just one of the things that you recognize, which I'm glad you mentioned, and you come up with what makes the most sense to the most people.
Well, so back to the request, can we?
I have no vested interest, and I'm not
No, I
going to
don't
make
care
a
about
penny.
that. Can we just move forward with a plan from y'all so we can help that plan start instead of just
Right,
kicking
that's
it down
why
the
we
road?
want to get going.
That's it.
So-
He has no
Yes.
vision.
One thing I don't have is patience.
I'll take a run at it.
Mr. Chair.
Do we need a motion, I guess? is the first one.
I think you just need consensus to do it out, basically requested in the motion. Because what's going to happen if that consensus is agreed to, Laura will work with them and bring back to you all probably at the December meeting some additional feedback and updates and maybe some additional things that Al was kind of saying in this motion, what he's looking for. And
Can he redo the motion?
Or can I make?
You don't need a motion, but you can have a motion.
Can I have a clear just thing so that everyone can have consensus? And that would be, it's 2 parts. One part is, and I'd like to offer myself, and we didn't cover it, but to meet with some folks in the HOA or that live in Palm Trail. Let's walk around the area and let's take pictures on our phone and send it in the Delray Beach app. It's unbelievable how much traction you'll get on getting the immediate things fixed and bringing them to the city's attention. And I'd love to do that with you. And then the more important part that we're here to do is say, if everyone's on board, to have staff work with your organization and the Historic Preservation Board and everyone to get feedback in, so when we have the workshop, we can have some bullet points and things that have been kind of put together on the park so that we have some community feedback to provide at the workshop. And if that's fine, that's what I'd
Which
say.
a lot of that has been provided to you at today's meeting, so we did provide that in your backup.
But they were kind of old ones. I'd like to see the updated, hey, this is what we kind
No,
of...
there was a short-term, long-term that was actually provided by the Palm Trail neighborhood. But
This one?
So, but that's fine. I think what
We need a motion,
need
because
a
the
vision.
only way we have credibility as to working with your organization is that your organization has passed a motion similar to what Alan put forward.
I
mean, it's
second
up to
Al's.
you,
I second Al's
obviously.
motion, but I did want to hear from these 2 gentlemen here who've given their time to Palm Trail neighborhood as well, or I suppose, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Good afternoon, Price Patton, 1020 Tamron Road. I'm with the Delray Beach Historic Preservation Trust. We advocate preservation of our historic spaces. I disagree with you a little bit, Mr. Rosen, about the problems that designated historic would make. Historic doesn't have anything to do with the inside of the building. The inside of the building is what really needs to be activated, and you can put in storm-rated windows and stuff. So that's not a problem. We researched the park's history. It turned 100 years old last year. It's got an incredible history. I've given Laura our historic designation report. I would love for you to take the time to read through it. because it was our cultural, until Old School Square came along, it was our cultural center. That's where the Christmas tree was. That's where, all the festivities. The fact that we're not honoring Veterans Day in Veterans Park is an embarrassment. And I also urge that you widen the tent of people you bring in to make this discussion, and not do it just with Palm Trail. Fred Kent, they say they don't know about parks. Fred Kent knows about parks. He's activated parks all around the world. I've walked that park with him several times. He's got some great ideas. If you don't take advantage of his expertise, you're making a big mistake. So I just open that you be a little more inclusive. Don't invite 100 people to it, but let's make sure that Fred Kent is one of the people on that, because he is. When he was working his way down Atlantic Avenue, Veterans Park was his next stop. He's got some ideas. I mean, the one thing you see in common in all these pictures, it's a lovely day, and there's not a single person in them.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, the park, there's some stuff you can do.
Yeah, it's simple.
There's some stuff you can do. I mean, that promenade should be filled with people just sitting on comfortable benches that aren't going to be used by skateboarders and stuff, and watching the boats go by. I mean, Laura's got some pictures of this company.
I want to apologize if I implied that we in any way.
You have to come up. You have to come up because we're recording.
Yeah, and I apologize. It certainly wasn't my intent to convey the impression that however this proceeded would be restrictive in any way. And clearly, by my comments, I don't know anything about parks. The flip side, and I'm not stupid, which I didn't explicitly say, but let me add that. Obviously, we're going to, if we have people who have expertise, who are willing to participate, and particularly if they're willing to participate for free, I think we can get that, or get very close to that, then clearly we're going to use that expertise. We'd be crazy not to.
Yeah.
I don't want you to think that we felt that way. I wanted to press that. We wanted to make sure we heard from everybody, just so that we could have heard from everyone, because we're going to be making, it seems as a choice to move forward in some direction as best we can, I think.
Price, has the Historic Preservation Board taken a position on whether they want to see it historic or not? Or that's an issue that's been, I think, spoken about in city commission meetings.
We've written the historic designation report. The city's had it. They have not received direction from the city commission to proceed.
What?
But it clearly is historic. Hoyland has said it fits qualifications for historic designation.
If I may, I've been on the board for mostly the last 10 years. Laura and her team are excellent at doing exactly what we're requesting. Laura will take everything from the Historic Preservation Board, from Mark and his team, from around the area, from the city, from her own staff. She will investigate. This is what they do, and this is what we do, and this is who we represent. I think you guys are confused. We're a volunteer board of non-specialists. We have a team that's been doing marketing and research and proposals to the city for 53 years. That's who we represent. Let them do their job. Let them work with people. Let them present it to the city and to us when they're ready, and we'll get the work done. For us to sit here and examine it like we know what we're talking about, when we don't, we're just citizens and we're volunteers. This is their job, and they're good at it. Let them do their job. My proposal still stands. Have the team work with the city and with the people to put
You
together.
did get a second on your motion, so it's going to be voted on. Don't worry.
Okay.
And I will say, Mr. Patton, that I think it's absolutely disgraceful that we're not having the Veterans Day event in Veterans Park in front of the monument that we spent a lot of time and effort to have erected some years back. I don't know why it got moved to where it got moved. I tried to figure that out last year, and I'm hoping that next year it will be different.
You're here.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Max Engage, 1705 Northwest 4th Ave, Delray Beach. I was not planning on bringing this up prematurely, but since Veterans Park is the discussion today, I am part of an investment group that is exploring making a proposal to the city and DDA of a paddle club in the courts. It is privately funded, privately managed. The proposal will include long-term, maybe 10, 15-year city lease, city revenue share, contribution from the revenue to Veterans Park maintenance and repair. We've only done some preliminary discussions, and we don't have the solid money yet. That's why we didn't make the proposal forward yet. But I thought it was very appropriate to bring it up right now. The parks and the city have tried to propose pickleball courts here. Basically, there's two things with that. It's publicly funded. Where's the money coming from? And Bar Terrace condo association had some concerns about noise. I don't play paddle. I don't play any of the racket sports. I know Brian plays pickle. I see the value in this for this park and for this place, and I'm not going to really use it myself. I'll be there. I'll be part of the investment team, but it's.
I think they were
Yeah,
really
it's a little
getting off
premature.
target
Yeah.
on that because
I don't
that's,
know.
that's the city's asset. It's if they want to do an RFP
Right.
or whatever else, that's up to
That
them.
would be part of the
If you want to
process,
submit
yeah.
something, it's submitted
Yes,
to the
yeah.
city, not to us. And-
We haven't
and
even
so-
got the
But
dumpster
we're
closed
happy
yet.
to be part of this conversation, this plan, and actually introduce private funds into it.
You should talk with the HOA too.
100%.
Get all the
Yeah.
money together.
It's a little
If
louder
that's
than
something
pickleball.
All right, so we have a motion and a second.
Roger had a couple comments.
Oh, I'm sorry, Roger.
Our local
How are you?
architect.
Mr. Knight, Mr. Mayor, and Laura, thank you very much for, take much less than 3 minutes. For the record, Roger Cope, Cope Architects, Inc., 701 Southeast First Street in the National Marina Historic District downtown. First of all, you've taken a huge step forward. Just the discussion alone, this is the first step. So thank you very much. Congratulations. And so the few things that I want to add to the overall conversation thus far is please, 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 this is a veterans park. We need to highlight that like we've never highlighted before. This park is unlike any other park in the system. It is unique in many, many ways. The amenities that have been afforded at that park are tremendous, from the waterway to the other three borders of it. It is a huge asset to the city of Delray Beach. We used to have the tree lighting ceremony there before it was moved to Old School Square. So there's a tremendous history here that should never be forgotten. And the veterans and memorial aspect of that should never be forgotten either. I'm 100% with Price that this should be a historically protected piece of property. It brings so many positive things to the table. And Brian, the building is in total disrepair, but it was designed by an award-winning, iconic architect of Delray Beach, Jacobson. And the history behind that building is a microcosm of what we can also highlight and celebrate. And so that building needs a $500 million renovation. The windows can be changed out to energy efficient, hurricane resistant. Don't think that they can't. That building can be a stunning anchor to the entire park. But there used to be miniature golf played at this park 75 years ago. So there's a history that the team that should be master planning it should be made very much aware of and use that as the foundation of what the design may eventually end up being. And lastly, as a recently retired architect in the city of Delray Beach, I've been here for 32 years, 40 years in Palm Beach County. I'll volunteer my architectural services pro bono to the overall effort to move this thing forward. And
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll put that on record.
It's on record.
It's on record.
I wrote it down. I got it.
All right. Lastly, I too want to thank Albert Richwagon, like Julie Casal did. That guy is an iconic dude. He's been in the city forever. We're going to put these things all over Veterans Park, and we're going to make him proud. Thank you very much.
I'm just kidding.
Thanks, Roger.
Do we have any pictures of the building? Do you have any pictures of the building?
I did not take pictures of the building. I was just taking pictures of
There was no
the green space.
coordination, and I've never met that gentleman.
Sure.
I like him a lot.
But I
And Roger does a lot with historic places, so
Yes.
he's the right guy to
He's-
work with.
He's
on
moved
this story.
homes and so forth, so it's probably more than anybody else in town, so.
So we need to
have
call the vote.
Yep, call the vote, please. You want a roll call, Leanna?
Cole David,
Yes.
Jim Knight,
Yes.
Brian Rosen,
Yes.
Anthony Barber,
Yes.
Arnoldi Burton,
Yes.
Alan Costello.
Yes. Thank you, guys. I
Thank
know
you.
we've done
Thank you.
something great today.
Good conversation. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
You're doing a great
Okay.
job.
Yep. All right, old business.
That brings us to old business, 5A,
Great. All right, and-
Concourse,
That's okay. Lauren,
The
put it
Elegance,
together.
2026.
And there is, I believe, a presentation. You have that, Suzanne? Okay, great.
I know you are.
Max Engage?
I wouldn't.
Yes. So you all have been provided some backup material in your board packet for this item. And then Max has also put together a presentation that he can walk you through his request.
I'm guessing the white button is next. For the record, I'm not stupid.
All right, so we're getting ready to go through this.
Ready?
Get him, break him in. Oh, yeah.
Mark, we'll talk.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just stated my name earlier, so. Do you guys want to state your name for the record?
Sure. Good afternoon. My name is Nicole
Mr.
Grimes. My address is 614 Southeast 4th Avenue, Delray Beach, 33483.
Good afternoon. Chris Nicotra, 1906 North Swinton Avenue, Delray Beach.
Go ahead and state your name again.
Max.
Oh. Max Engage, 1705 Northwest 4th Ave, Delray Beach. Another board member of ours, Bob Cantwell, a very dedicated DDA member, volunteer, is watching on Zoom. He couldn't be here. He's in Texas. His wife injured her feet, so he's physically stuck there. He husband first, volunteer nonprofit second. So, good afternoon. We postponed this from last DDA board meeting because we were still going through CTAC, and there were a couple concerns. We are now officially the first event in Delray to have had a life safety plan required because we have fenced in the public day, and it's more than 5,000 people. They've never needed it per the fire state code because concerts are 2,500 people. So it was a matter of pulling a miracle, an architect doing it in a matter of a week, and going back to CTAC and following the process. And we made some revisions along with the city. So we are standing here today with CTAC approved permit application after 6 months of meetings. This is year 5, so I'll go to the next slide. And then we have a video from last year to start off the this presentation.
Yeah, I wrote you back. I don't think you can click on this. Oh, yeah, you can.
I was gonna say, like, CRA board was able to play it, and I did email you the link separately too. Keep it the same.
Let's begin. The world is fine. Come on, dive in. The future's here. It's right before your eyes. Step by step, you're on your way. Welcome to a brighter day. Don't you know it feels good to be alive? You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could. Yeah. you, the door is open wide. Feel the rhythm.
So I cannot believe that was more than 6 months ago now in April. But here we are in year 5, and we thank the DDA and the city for their immense collaboration and partnership throughout all these years. So the purpose of this event is Delray Concord Foundation is a 501c3. We did apply 3 years ago. We just got the IRS letter this year. It is retroactive, but our mission is bringing the only free Concours in the world to Delray Beach to make it accessible to bring international culture and history to families without a boundary. Concours are very different than car shows. They are quite literally international cultural events. The least expensive car on the field is $1 million. Most of the cars are owned by museums. They are shipped from across the country. We have 15 states participating. We have a few countries that actually send representatives, send cars over, $30,000 to ship a car over. Now, we're here today to discuss public funds. And yes, we are hosting billionaires in the 1% of the world. That doesn't mean they're writing checks. That is the long-term goal, is to get that money eventually from our participants, from our sponsors, and bring that into the city, bring that into the DDA, bring that into all the organizations in Delray. So yes, this is year 5, but we are asking to view us as a startup. We are still asking for public funds. In the long term, we hope to return those public funds tenfold. So that's one mission, is to do this event free. The second mission is really to support first responder and Delray local nonprofits. So every penny stays in the city. My board and I, we are volunteers. We do not take a penny from this. It's definitely a second full-time job year round. But we've had questions of, why do you benefit so many? It's because it's not just the money that comes from the event that we write a check for to the charities. We have received feedback from the charities that they have gotten massive donors from our entrance. Massive, some have gained board members. So it's really the afterwards impact, not just the day of impact. So we stay loyal to the nonprofits that have helped build this for 5 years, and that's part of our mission. So coming from last year was the 4th annual. We met with the DDA staff in June, and we did commit to meet and plan later once the city permit was all finalized. It's almost finalized. We will be going to the City Commission December 1st, but we did get CTEC approval last Thursday, and we're following the process. So 6 months later, we are almost there. We did take staff's feedback, and really the focus was cleanup. And we met with our charities, and we did our charity recap and team recap. We are updating we updated our grant application next year to really focus on grants. They're not 100% determined on volunteers, but they are determined on volunteers showing up to their signed up roles, and we're really going to stress cleanup. Sorry,
what happened with the cleanup?
We just didn't have enough staff. People sign up, but then they don't show up. So there's always, it's not just us. It's almost every event goes through this, and we are taking steps to fix that.
Give me 1 second. Max, what steps would you...
That's on the next slide.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So following today and forming a formal partnership with the DDA, we obviously have already committed this in June, and once we have a formal partnership, we want to move forward and meet with staff periodically, keep everybody updated on the same page, input notes and feedback and all of that. Now, the beauty of this is every year we learn, and we learn from other events, we learn from volunteering at other events, we learn from observing, we learn from our own informal critique. We had 150 improvement points each year going forward, and every year we had new points. So we thought we perfected everything, and then new things arised. And that's just the process of doing an event. And that's the beauty of it, is we have such an adaptable board and team that they are veteran event producers and community leaders in Delray, that they do know this is a learning process from day one to year 50. So for the next few months following today, we will sit down with DDA and go through everything and make sure every T and every I is dotted. And then, of course, after the meeting, do more recaps and start earlier next year. So the 2026 Year 5 improvements, and there's more, but keeping the PowerPoint short, the grant application update. We are talking to Atlantic High, FEU Athletics, and the Boy Scouts for more cleanup crew. We have formed an isolated or an independent volunteer program management committee. It's our own Concord volunteers. So it's not just, and this actually excludes the salaried people from nonprofits and the very identified nonprofit volunteer that is clearly a library volunteer or achievement center volunteer. So this is our own independent team on top of our board. We have contracted OSES Management Corp., which is the private security firm from Delray Open. They will be 370 private hours of private security, crowd management, full field footprint, road closure, communication in real time. It's very expensive. Thank you to one of our main sponsors, Harvey Kimmel. He said, this is needed, we will cover this. Improving VIP and catering. We are the first people to ever rent out the Creative Arts School kitchen. Yes, the ribbon cutting was a year and a half ago. The plastic and styrofoam is still on it. We are proud to be the first people to ever rent that out, and it's really an asset in a beautiful space, and we're really looking forward to that being a major improvement on logistics and such. Another improvement for this year is Friday. Because we have a captured audience that is traveling in for this, Friday we have a PBSO escorted parade. So we will go in through Atlantic Ave, A1A, lunch on the ocean, and capturing these families and entourages in our city to spend more money and fall in love with Delray, really. Saturday, we're adding a ticketed Gatsby party under the stars with the movie car because we are setting everything up Friday and Saturday. We're all ready to go for Sunday, the public day, and with increased costs, tariffs, all of that, we do need more revenue. And tickets is one way without sacrificing the free event on Sunday. So we're adding a VIP party. Sunday, the fence is approved by the fire marshal for alcohol sales, optional charity donations, and data collection. So everyone, including Jeff, will say, yeah, we know there's economic impact from this event, but show it, prove it with data. And we don't do that because we're a free event that's not ticketed. So this fence is not to turn anyone away from coming in. It is to voluntarily collect that information. So we'll be assigning volunteers to that from the nonprofits. We're looking into possibly a surveying firm. But we know that just from our entrance, people are coming from many states and many countries. And we want to have the data to show that. The charity donations will have a table at the entrance saying everyone has $10 in their pocket. Please drop something in. Even if 20% donate something, it adds up. We have gotten CTAC approval for the front lawn expansion. This is, we worked with the CRA and the Green Market and CTAC and the city manager and the Board of Commissioners, which is the city commissioner but separate. And we have, we're not expanding to the west lawn this year. Baby steps, if you will. So front lawn expansion, do it safely, do it controlled, prove that we know what we're talking about because we do. And bringing in the private security firm was really the game changer. This adds a lot of value for real estate of vendors and paying entrants, that will increase revenue. We've actually had to turn down people. We rejected 400 cars last year, mostly because of the caliber of car, the quality wasn't good enough, but also because we ran out of room. And it's quality over quantity, but there's so much of this campus that's underutilized without closing roads that we need to realize the full potential, and there's a 5-year plan for that. We did reach our 5-year plan early, our 2030 plan, we reached it 5 years early, so that's why we're here now and not 3 years from now. And of course, we're continuously learning, evolving, improving, and collaborating. This was the financials updated since we revised our city application, removed the West Lawn. So Grimes went down to $29,982 from $33,000. It's a 30% discount. This is a larger discount than Nicole works with most businesses and nonprofits in Delray. She works with the city, she works with the DDA. This is a larger discount than she gives anybody else. Mark, her husband, does sit on our board. There's no conflict of interest because it's below fair market value, and he's a volunteer unpaid board member, and it's a regular service, and she's the only tax-paying Delray rental company for events. That's something we also strive to do, is we really focus on the taxpayers of Delray. Parisi Sound is a mutual vendor of the DDA. Rob is amazing, high quality, and this is a 35% discount. And then Smith Fence is also a mutual vendor. It's only $3,400 instead of the $6,700 because there's no West Lawn. And of course, we are asking for a 100% waiver of campus rental and staff fees. There is no finalized estimate for this. We have last year's invoice, and we have what we marked up a version that we thought, or my board marked up a version that we thought was our best guess for this year, just because the schedule is, from what I understand, there's no really multi-day event that really takes over the campus like this. So it's really a unique situation to figure this out. And then the projected budget is, well, I know you have the budget, which we are proud to say is event step 1 is come up with a budget. I'm not sure how some events don't operate like that, but that is step 1. So planned market cost is $284,000. We do not spend this. Our actual costs are discounted is $150,000 projected for this year. Hopefully it's less, but this is projected. And in kind is $132,000. No other event gets this level of community support from businesses, as in massive discounts or donated, not items for auction, but donated services and goods, as well as just clear-cut discounts or free things. Billy Himmelrich is our vice president. Old School Bakery donates his the whole parking lot. He waives all of those parking fees for a day. He donates a lot of food, water. This is the only event in Delray history that actually closes that parking lot. And the city said, oh, you can't do it. And then he goes, what do I need to do? And he signed a piece of paper, and they said, oh, we never thought we would ever see this. And it's like, yes. So there's a lot of community support that goes into it. There's 50 sponsors in this. And to become a sponsor, we're not like other events that just, oh, you gave us something for the auction, we'll put your logo up. You have to donate a minimum of $2,000, whether it's of services, goods, or monetary, to actually be featured. And that's 50 sponsors that actually do that. There's about 30 more that are not even featured because they don't reach that level. It wouldn't be fair to the rest of them. The DDA partnership terms, obviously we want to keep it simple. We don't want a 30-page legal contract. We would just want to do the right thing and keep it simple and use common sense and be on board and be communicative and collaborative. So what we're asking is, we don't want any money from you. Please don't write us a check. Please don't give us a penny. We're asking to please pay mutual vendors directly, as I've seen you do for past events. I know Nicole has received payment for a different event from DDA directly. We don't want any money from you. We're asking for waived fees and vendors to be paid direct. Vendor contracts are already value engineered and custom discounted. If for whatever reason, and we don't expect it, but if for whatever reason we add an item or two to an order, such as Grimes, like an umbrella table or something, we will pay the difference. We don't want to go past anything that we agreed upon with you. So we're not looking to complicate anything. That's really the hard part. It's done, it's prepared, it's ready to go, and that's because we're in year 5 of this. Nicole will tell you she doesn't invoice for the many hours that we plan on this, and that's just for her order and design. And then lastly is there's no revenue share because 100% of the event proceeds are directly donated to Delray Charities. We don't take a penny for ourselves personally. This is all for charity, and that's why it's different from some other events in the past where you've partnered and shared revenue of ticket sales or sponsorships. That's not the goal here. The goal is to give it all to Delray Charities while producing a massive, impactful event that benefits DDA tax-paying businesses. So it's a win-win-win-win. No food vendors is really important to us. I know this is very important to Big Al. As he mentioned, it was one of his reasons for getting involved in the DDA. We believe it's the right thing to do. We attract thousands of people to spend money for an entire weekend after season ends because we're after Delray Affair. And this is really when downtown restaurants start to hurt. The week after our Concours last year, downtown was dead. My mom is the general manager of Pure Life Cafe adjacent to the park. It's her busiest day. This is all about economic impact for DDA tax-paying businesses. That's at the heart of this festival design. So it's for charity, it's for downtown businesses, it's for local families. It's really to bring this world-class event to Delray. We met with Laura about this sponsorship proposal, and a couple of her concerns were, well, similar to other events that have asked for sponsorship, there was some kind of revenue share. And she mentioned that there is a alcohol vendor that does a lot of the concerts, and they have a 40% revenue share to you. The first thing we see is it's not a DDA tax-paying alcohol vendor. So Dada, and this is year 5, Dada has been a sponsor of ours since day 1, and I asked Carlos to make this letter because you can take my word for it, or you can take the actual one of DDA's longest paying tax-paying restaurants. We are here to support DDA tax-paying businesses. Dada is one of those. So we do not want to do the DDA alcohol vendor because we want that money to go to and stay in Delray, stay in a DDA business, and then they also donate 20% to Delray Charities. Additionally, Carlos was kind enough to say, this is about charity. If the foundation covers 100% of the cost for alcohol, and we have Doug Payton on our board, and he's working with Southern Wine and Spirits and anybody else? He thinks this is an achievable goal. If he can get all of the alcohol donated, and we just pay for Dada hard costs, which is labor, liquor license, and insurance, Dada will donate 100% to Delray Charities. So they write the check to us. We divide it to all the charities that benefit. The second thing that Laura mentioned was, why are we asking for the equivalent of 2 summer concerts? The concerts attract mostly local crowds, and summer crowds are small. Bob from our board is a DDA volunteer, and he works them. So this is feedback directly from Bob as well as us from attending. Concours does attract global crowds and visitors from across Florida and the country. We have the data and are collecting more data with the public fence entrances this year, in addition to the existing data from our participants. We're also after season ends. We used to be in June in Father's Day. We at Delray didn't have a Father's Day event. That did not work because it was too hot and it was raining, and you can't have an $80 million car in the rain. That's what is coming this year. How do we measure global impact of our international destination event? Besides VIPs, vehicles, and people coming from 25 states and countries. Last year we added flags, state flags, country flags, all over the field to really show that. And we're really capitalizing on that. Sister Cities is one of our nonprofits. We have ambassadors, consulate generals, a lot of foreign officials coming in for this. Thank you to the DDA for hosting last Thursday. Was it last Thursday? That went fast. Last Thursday, the Sister City Global Alliance breakfast and safari dinner at the gym, and it was amazing. There were people that flew in to speak. There was the ambassador from Tanzania. We have a sister city in Japan. We have a sister city in Italy. These people and foreign officials are coming in for this. This is a comparison. So this is the top right picture is us at the beautiful historic Old School Square, and the other pictures are some of the most prestigious concours in the world. Pebble Beach Concours, Lake Como, the Biltmore in Miami, and of course Hampton Court Palace in England. We have many award winners from these shows coming to Delray. That brings an immense impact of, global influence that's not spoken, but it's spread by word of mouth. We have the Best of Show from Pebble Beach coming. We have the chairwoman of Pebble Beach coming. We have the founder of Amelia Island Concours, which is 31 years old and has an impact study of $40 million of economic impact to the Amelia Island and Jacksonville area. Bill Warner is our honorary chairman. Barry McGuire from McGuire's Wax is our grand marshal. Celebrities coming include Mark Wahlberg, who just moved to Delray and has a car collection, Sylvester Stallone, a few billionaires, their families. We are in talks with Jay Leno. If he doesn't come this year, he might come next year. That's the level of caliber that we are reaching and attracting. New global partners for 2026, thanks to Chris Nicotra and his father. RM Sotheby's is breaking their rule. They do not do free events. They are breaking the rule and coming here. There is rarely an auction that they do around the world that does not sell a $20 million car. That name is coming to Delray Beach. That the future, this is baby steps, and bring them in, and we're not asking them for a lot of money because we want them to come in, we want them to see for themselves, and then we know they're going to stay, and we know their impact is going to be big in future years. And then our long-term goal is to bring that money and give it back to the public and invest in our local community, but we're not there yet. So big picture potential, that's a $30 million Ferrari last year, and it was accessible to all families, kids, future historians. It was just here, right in Delray, right at Old School Square, right in front of the pavilion. These people want to host their company events here, their conventions, their dinners, their retreats. Some we know that I'm not allowed to mention, I'm under an NDA, but someone paid or bought a $30 million commercial building in Delray, which raised the taxes of the city. Because he came, because his daughter lives here, he goes, I'm going to come to Delray and bring my car. He loved Delray. The impact is way beyond just the one-day festival and the 2 days of VIP events. And as I mentioned multiple times, the long-term goal is to make contributions to DDA projects, to city projects, but we're not there yet, and we will get there one day. Why our DDA sponsorship request is so significant. We know this is not normal for you guys to hear such a large request, and it's been a long time in the making, and I have an amazing board that we all go through this, and We are the only free concourse in the world. This is very important because it's such a turnoff. It's a destination for other cities but they only attract affluent people. They are not kid friendly. They charge $500 to $1,000 for general admission. We're zero. And we're smack in the middle of downtown. These other concourses are isolated 5-star golf courses that you can't even get to. It's a complete opposite with the same level of event production, not at $500 to $5 million for the event production. So that's definitely the difference. But I've personally made this commitment to Delray, and my organization has. We are going to do this for 50 years and evolve and pour in so much outside money into our city. The goal is not to solicit locals. The goal is to solicit national corporations and international corporations and families and bring that money to the city. And it's all for DDA taxpayers.
So one more time, you said it's not, the goal is not to solicit locals?
At this time it is. In the future, no. Long term, we hope to be bringing in millions of dollars and bring that in here. We're nowhere near that, but there is a future that has that. Maybe it's 10 years down the road. Maybe it's sooner. Hopefully it's sooner, but maybe it's 10 years, maybe it's 15. The only way to get there is to dream and do it. Thank you. If you have any questions, we also have the map and the other map.
Laura, this is the first time, or how many times have we waived the fees for them?
Oops, sorry. For the rental of the space, we have we reduced the fees last year. It was only $1,500.
How much is he asking for this time, just so?
Full waiver of the fees, which would be, right now we have 2 days of load in, 2 days of Saturday and Sunday, so it's really Thursday through Sunday night, Monday. Yep. So we do traditionally, it's close to $8,000 in fee waivers. Plus, well, actually, that's not including that. That's just including the grounds, because he is renting or utilizing the vintage gym for the volunteer space. So that is for 5 days as well, correct? 4 days?
So we use the gym for storage. We move everything over with Brian's truck. We move everything over on Thursday.
Everything but the museum, really. Museum is open to the public, so that was the other thing that we've been working. So part of this whole process, post last year, we met with Max and team, the board, to go through some of the improvement points for future, and also some of his requests to utilize the front grounds of the museum lawn, which he hasn't had that in the past. So we have come to, after several iterations, we've come to an agreement with the city and through being able to allow access to the museum during that time, because Delray Fair is also the weekend before this, so it's a lot in a little bit of time. So
the ask, though, Laura, is $70,000, is it not?
The original ask that you were, the original request you had made was for $70,000 sponsorship. Is that correct?
A mixture of waived fees and paid fees directly to vendors.
Right. So
it went
$46,000 plus roughly, it would be close to $15,000. $20,000
It's
from
between
the
12 and
rental
20.
fees.
We don't know. We do also want to do a Friday VIP party at the Cornell. So Mariska has been amazing. She's working with car-centric artists to host a spotlight gallery in the Cornell.
I would like to.
We want to bring our VIPs into the Cornell, directly inside, not just next to. We want to invite them inside and say, look at this precious gem that we have in our city. Please pay attention to this. Please consider donating on your own, because a lot of these participants are big art collectors.
They're welcome.
So we want them to go inside, but then the rental fees for Cornell are almost $3,000.
Right.
But
Go ahead.
we
Go
would do
ahead,
it
Al.
somewhere else, but we
Excuse me.
want to bring them. Yeah.
Try to move this along here.
Aaron wants to finish.
Just wanted to finish. So if you weren't granted this waiver, would the car show be over?
It would not.
That's all I need to know. Good.
Okay. May I?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
We'll start with Al, come all the way down.
Yeah. That was a long. It was like one of your emails. It was. Look,
Al.
the concourse is incredible. I was there last year. It was this year. It was amazing. The cars were incredible. The fact that you're expanding, I'm happy. I mean, you're moving the greengrocer and stuff, but it's great. All that's fine. I wanted to make sure I understood all of it. The video doesn't do it justice, by the way. The show, if you guys haven't been there, the show's incredible. It is everything you could hope, and with the 250 GTO for $80 million this year, if it gets here, that'd be incredible too. Okay. I'm a little confused because I have last month's numbers that I went over, and they're different. So it was 70-some thousand that you wanted from us last month, and now it's going down. That part's great. But the $50,000 that was extra donations has gone down to 20. So we lost $30,000. Is that all because of the security?
We removed the west lawn and the west half of the front lawn altogether.
Right.
So that removed grimes, that removed fence, that removed security, that removed a lot of stuff. Something I also forgot to mention is we are also losing the $8,000 city sponsorship for this event. Jeff is in the middle of, I check with him once a week. He's in the process of updating the city sponsorship policy, the fee waiver, the discount for nonprofits, the use of the city logo as a partner. It's all up in the air. It's all unknown at this point. We want to feature the DDA. We want to feature the city as a partner, but we are losing in addition to...
I don't know about the city.
As
far as the businesses go, businesses benefit greatly. As far as what the DDA's goal is for the Old School Square, this business, the concourse is amazing. You bring business, you bring people. It's an incredible event. It is history in the making. I agree with you. 50 years from now, it will be something still, I hope. All those things said, I wanted to ask Laura one question, which is for the 4 days of rental and the gym and blah, blah, blah. What is the actual number if we were going to rent all the stuff out at the full rate? In other words, what will we be giving really in kind?
Really in kind is closer to the $20,000.
Okay.
Right.
So that's a $20,000 investment. So in the simplest thing that you should know, you lost $8,000 from the city. We lost $100,000 this year.
Lost more than that. 300 grand.
A direct $100,000 that I know of our budget. I haven't heard anything else. I don't know what that else is. But
the budget's 700, not 900, right? What's our budget?
It was 800.
It was 800.
That's 800.
Last year.
And it was $1 million
Wasn't before
last year.
there, yeah.
Yes.
So it's 200.
So our costs are going up, our budget's going down. But we certainly want to see this event go on. But in the simplest of senses, whether these numbers are 6 figures or 5 figures or 2 figures, if you were at negative, it would be important for the DDA to support you and make certain that this event goes off. But there's, at this point, in these numbers, you say 21,000. If the DDA put up nothing, 21,000 would still go to charity at the end of the event, which means you're a profitable event. And the fact that you don't take a salary and all is amazing, and it's a wonderful gift from you and your team. But the DDA is we're a city, we're a charter tax organization. So in my mind, I think that working with you to get you the venue in all the days you really need it would be a wonderful gift from us. But paying for any other suppliers directly, in my mind, I think we should consider that something to say no to. I don't want to because I want the event to be perfect. But you will still benefit by the $20,000 really in kind that we'd be doing. And that's more than we do for anyone else. And it's not one day, it's not 2 days, it's 4 full days plus the gym. And so it seems to me that when everything is clear, our true rental, if we were to give that, and I think we should, would be a wonderful, generous gift from the DDA, considering our budget went down. And you still would give a generous $40,000 or more to charity at the end. So I don't want to sound like a bad guy not taking care of you 100%, but taking care of charity, helping out in ways that we can, and still bearing the brunt of our loss of $100,000 this year so far. It seems to me that, and it is the taxpayers' money. And that basically that's our only job up here, if you think about it. So I wouldn't want you to skip a beat. I think what you put on is fabulous. And I want to support it, and hopefully this is support, at least from my point of view. But that's how I feel. I would like to see you guys foot more of your own bills, and we'll foot the stuff we can give you in kind that will not come out of our budget directly. Okay? So that's what I have to say.
Aaron?
I didn't mean to put you to sleep.
No, you're good, Al. I feel the same way. I think that because it seems like you got the organization going in the right direction. You guys you talked about with the DDA areas of improvement, right? Things you could have done better, especially with the cleanup and everything that you left them stranded with. I would recommend, since you say you got a 5-year plan going on another 45 years, to see if you can knock it out of the park on your own this year, and maybe we can help you out next year.
Hey, Max. I'm going to ask a few different questions. If you could just indulge me. I'm the long-time listener, first-time caller, so to speak. So on this page, Laura, just so I can understand it, right?
The PowerPoint?
Laura got this answer for me. Hold on until I get to Laura. Laura, when you met, right, and they were talking about the alcohol vendor, Can you give me more insight into that, like how that works with the 40%? Like I'm super green. I want to understand before I make my next statement.
So one thing that when we were talking and Max was sharing what his vision was for this coming year, and that he was going to be fencing it in, because it's not traditionally fenced in. They put a fence up and then they take it down for the event. And then also being at the event, and many of the vendor or participants were asking if they could buy a drink somewhere and they can walk around. They were looking for a bar, basically. So because he was going to leave the fence up, I recommended we have a concessionaire that we use it's called Professional Concessionaires Inc. And they are a vendor that they have a liquor license, they have the insurance, they are our beverage concession for all of our events. And we have a threshold, so it's anywhere from 30% to 40% based on the amount of sales that we get back as part of our revenues. So that's where that comes in from our program income. So we're not operating the bar, we have a concessionaire that does that.
Didn't cost us a thing, right?
Nope,
okay.
Nothing. Yeah.
All
but
right.
it would be a way for us, and that's when we were talking about this partnership, to offset some cost.
I saw in your plan, and this is year 5, you have a beautiful layout, by the way, Max. Everything looks super nice. It's going to be awesome. It reminds me of like how Formula One looks when I go to Miami and vend for Formula One at the Hard Rock. It's very well laid out. The whole entire campus is done up. They got all this. They got structured tents over here and stairs and that. They got a lot of stuff going on, right? But my question to you, Max, is... Could you get the diagram up there? The
map?
CTAC permit. Okay. As well done as this is, in order for me personally, and I'm gonna drag y'all out in just a second, for me to get behind this, there are there's at least 7 or 8 restaurants that I can think of off the top of my head that pay into the DDA's tax that because we don't have food vendors in here that don't even have an opportunity to like, I won't stretch you and say, hey man, pull this all the way to I-95 so that the entire Atlantic Avenue can get involved.
Jeff heard that, right?
Just give me a sec. I won't stretch you there, but what I'm saying is, everyone, this is a great event. Your mom said it's the best day of the year. She, so the Windy City ought to be able to go over there with a portable brick oven pizza and push some pies out. I'm not telling you what to do, but essentially it's Windy City's money that you're asking for too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you could consider making an adjustment to that for the next time you come back and ask for money, so that way everyone could feel better about it, to be in, like, well, you know what, man, everyone's going to have an opportunity to really fully engage in this whole event. It's not just going to be locked in to one side. Cool with that?
100%.
All right. Now, the other thing I was going to ask you is, and they'll vote on this and they'll say whatever they do. I'm for this. I'm for giving you 50% of the vendor fees. That's what I'm for. I want you to try to amend this. You're like, what? 50% of the vendor fees. And because the company that you use, and I said I was going to kick over the ants, but it is what it is. The parent company of this restaurant that wants to donate $100,000 of alcohol doesn't want anything to do with the city. Has been stated several times, over and over again.
What are we talking about? What company are we talking about? Subculture?
Subculture.
Carlos was going to come and speak in support. He wrote this letter. He's been our sponsor since day one. He donates food. So if I may go to your second point.
Just give me a second, because I'm trying to say it as PC as possible for everybody, so we can all be okay. But we've already it's a known fact. It's known. So because it is known, and we have a vendor that costs us nothing, and you're asking us for something to get me to say yes to this, I'm just saying, hey, we need to use our alcohol vendor, and we'll give you 50% if I can get everybody to agree to use the city's money in that regard. Because if someone has already come out against the city and has basically said they don't want anything to do with what the city has going on and such and this, they don't want to be included in anything that the DDA has going on. When we had Restaurant Month, specifically stating we don't want to be a part of Restaurant Month. So we can't, hold my hand today, let my hand go tomorrow. So with that being said, I like the whole thing. It's all good. I'm just trying to tell you a way that maybe we can make this work. The last thing was, so it was 50% of your fees, 20% kickback, and Laura said it was somewhere between 30 and 40. I was just going to say, well, let's do 20%. That way, if Al already counted you at 40,000 giving back, now you're almost giving back maybe 50 to 60 to 70 because you're giving back more money. And the last simple thing was, I didn't see where you had a concert. Do you have concert acts planned? I just didn't see it. You do. Okay, so again, you need the fence for the alcohol. I'd like to knock out the sound and the fencing. Only thing that concerns me about the viability of your event, for the true point of it, is make sure people don't get wet and people aren't hot, so they need shade. So if we could agree that we're giving them 50%, we're going to use our alcohol vendor at 20%, and we'll pay for the grimes, that's something that I can get behind.
Are you saying 50% of the cost for the rental rates? So
yes,
out of the 20, it would be 50% of that. It would be 10.
10. Okay. Yes. So to give you half of that, and to not pay for your sound, not pay for your fence, and to really sustain the viability of your event by making sure everybody has somewhere to stand, no matter what. If rain come down, we run to another tent. So that's where I am with it, and that's pretty much all I.
So that would be Grimes.
Grimes rental 29. I'm for that, and I know everyone's got an opinion, but what I'm saying is I can't give you everything just because it's not up to me to do so, but I can try to meet you in the middle.
Thank you for sharing these thoughts. If I may address your questions directly.
Let's get through the board if we can.
I really want, it's very important. Thank you. You said about Windy City. We have budgeted $37,800. That is 2 DDA tax-paying restaurants. That's because they have donated. Dada, Windy City, Pure Life, Geronimo's is coming in as a sponsor. They believe in sponsoring, but they have donated all of these platters of food in the past. We want to pay them and do real catering because we can't operate off of donated platters anymore. But it is spending almost $40,000 on DDA tax-paying restaurants for the catering. To your point about Dada and Subculture, they have flat out said that for DDA and city events. This is a private event. This is a privately produced event. They are a very good partner of us. Carlos donates all the food and liquor license and liquor for Delray and White, which we do in December, which is a DDA permitted event. They have done it for the last 4 years for us. They have done all the liquor for us for the last 4 years for every other event that Delray Concord Foundation does.
We need to keep going though,
yeah.
please. Brian?
Sure, I'll shoot and kind of go off what everyone else has pretty much said. Is one, I'm with Big Al. I'm interested in waiving the DDA staff and rental costs on this one. I think it's a great event for the city, for the businesses, for the DDA. It's about almost close to a $20,000 cost, but I do think that those, we spend close to $20,000 on a show, so I think that that's a good cost and a great event for the city. That's different than, Rod Stewart or whatever else we're bringing in. It's a really high level event. So for that, I'm on that level of things. As far as, the $40,000 of additional funds, which you said you're not looking for any money, but you are looking for us to literally write a check to other businesses. So it doesn't matter if we're giving it to you or to giving it to someone else. It's still a chunk of money. And again, I've been knocking on this budget thing for a long time just because we're getting killed. We're losing lots of dollars and expected to perform at or even better than we have before. And it's like it's a tough prospect that my staff's in, and they already are overworking. They're overworking when we had the dough. It's not like we're taking it, it's like we're using it. And the funds that we get from these different things to help support our staff help us throw other events, so we almost work on like a break even, maybe make money type scenario. And there are certain events that make some money, but then the money that we get goes into other events that we want to support that may not make money, but that are fulfilling our goals, as far as the DDA and the city and, the availability and the programs we run. So long story short, I'd be happy, maybe as Anthony said, to put in a little bit towards, some of the fencing and stuff, knowing that it's a multiple day event, knowing that's keeping people safe, and it's something we want to see because the fence went up and down, but if there's alcohol, we need to have the fence, and it's a safety thing, so I'm happy helping with that. I'll let the rest of my board decide on where that level is. I'm fine with the 50% provided or even a little bit off. I don't know. I'm just something I'm open to do. But other than that, I can't, we just have to, we have to save our dough to make other things happen in the summer. And I do appreciate that this is an event that kind of happens after that Easter Mother's Day time frame, which is when the season kind of ends. So it is a big bang at the end to kind of keep some of that momentum. And I do think that's an important aspect of it as well. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah, I'll keep it short. I'm with Big Al on this one, I think. I'm happy to try to offset the cost that we have for the venue. I think anything above that's not really what this money is used for, to fund private events. And again, maybe even we recoup our hard costs on this, because the venue rental, it is what it is. That's money that's not, it's obviously money that we take in, but it's not hard costs. So I think, again, I'm with Al on this one.
And
help with the rental fees, but maybe even recoup our hard costs on this.
And the alcohol thing I'm open to discuss, because again, like if that's a way, if you want to partner with us and you want us to waive $20,000 of fees, I don't think we're going to make $20,000 in alcohol, but it's a way for at least us to recoup some of that if we do waive it.
Mayor?
I think, consistent to my views on things, I believe that the principal beneficiaries of this event should be the ones putting up the additional money. So that while I concur that paying, the rental fees, as we call the in-kind portions, the additional monies seems to be a lot of taxpayer dollars being spent. But again, I haven't analyzed it as you all have, so I've just, but the point that was made by Al and others, there's a lot of room between my view and the view of full payment too, so that's really your all's call.
I guess, and thank you for your comments. I tend to agree with the rest of the board to donate the space and stuff like that, so forth. I think is fine, but and I'm looking at the hotels and these people, and you're bringing in uber rich people, right? There's not half a dozen people out there that would like, I mean, I've got WeatherTech in all 4 of my cars, right? So, I mean, all 4 cars. It's phenomenal product, phenomenal. I mean, I would think there would be some of these guys out there that would love to have their name in lights or whatever else and so forth. If they love Delray and they want to be part of Delray and so forth, I would think this is a great opportunity for some of those companies to go ahead and do stuff. I mean, the hotels, you say they benefit significantly, the 6 hotels that are mentioned there, so forth. Maybe they want their names in lights too, so forth. So I'm just hopeful that, you can find, God bless you, yes, you can find somebody to come in and partner with you all in some of those sponsorships and so forth and get their name in lights and so forth. And I agree that they're going to, these people are coming here because they want to be here. I mean, I know that happened to be at an event that was held at Brick not too long ago, the Boca Raton Innovation Campus, and that was sponsored by Celsius. They're right here in our backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Have you talked to Celsius and some of these other companies to see what they're willing to do? Because they sponsored the one at the Brick event, so forth. Now that was a one-day event, not 4 days, whatever else. But I would think that there's some money that can come from some of these sponsors. And Jeff, I'm sorry, you wanted to chime in on
Yeah, if
something?
I may, I just wanted to clarify a couple of points. One is to let you know, by the way, Jeff Orris, Assistant City Manager, CTEC does not approve private events. They merely review the technical aspects of it and make a recommendation to the city's Development Services Management Group, who then makes a recommendation to the City Commission. It's only the City Commission that approves an event like this. Also, Mr. Zengage keeps talking about losing a city sponsorship. He didn't lose a city sponsorship. The sponsorship changed. In the past, he came forward to the commission, asked them to sponsor a portion of the city's costs. He had got his approval as a nonprofit organization this year, in which case the city gives 50% a discount on all soft costs. So in the end, it's going to be at worst for him a wash of the $8,000 we might have given him otherwise. I would imagine it's going to be at least that, if not more. So the money didn't go away. It just became a different kind of sponsorship.
Okay. Yeah, Anthony,
You
go
make
ahead.
a motion?
Yep, please,
All right,
bring it on.
before you do that, just so you know, I've heard a few different things, so I don't know what the motion is going to be, but I want to say this before the motion. If the motion is to waive certain amount of percentage of the fees, that's one thing. If the motion is also to include additional costs outside of the fees, that's going to create an additional administrative cost for the DDA to make that official and document that give.
What's the additional cost?
I have no idea, because it'll be my time, and I don't know how much time that'll be.
Oh, okay.
And it'll be.
And you're charging $100 an hour, right?
300.
No.
I'm kidding. I know.
But I'm just saying,
Believe me, I know.
and
what the
there'll be
attorneys are.
additional follow up after that to ensure that the terms and conditions are also followed. So there's additional staff costs as well. It just won't be my cost. It'll be staff costs as to the follow up and ensuring that the monies that were spent are done properly.
Thank you, Quentin.
So can I just wanted to clarify just one point, Max, and I just the number, based on the number of people that are coming to our summer concerts, just to clarify, we have 2,800 to 3,000 people at our summer concerts, which is actually more than we had during our winter concerts, just for the record.
If I may, before you make a motion,
With
because I
what-
have a feeling it might be. So I have a board to report to. So we are open. We our job is to ask. If we didn't ask, we wouldn't be doing our job.
You did
We
a good
never
job.
expected the full amount. But if you make a motion that includes an alcohol vendor, not of our board's approval, it's going to make a whole process. And out of principle, I prefer supporting a DDA tax-paying restaurant to be the alcohol vendor than a non-Delray vendor. So my board has authorized me as we knew where we had contingency conversations. We would
Max.
be open to just waived fees, 100%.
Max, let me ask you this.
No complications with alcohol.
Okay. Max, let me ask you, because 1, 2, 3. Let me. It's my turn. Give me a
No,
second.
I thought you looked at me. I thought
No,
you
no, no. I
wanted
was
me to-
counting how many restaurateurs up here had alcohol licenses, and I saw 3. So, what do you? So, if there's no kickback to the DDA, then there's no need for any of it. Is that just?
We're sticking with DADA as the alcohol vendor. We're open to doing a portion of kickback from that, but the whole point of this is for charity.
I just want to say for the record, we don't mean kickback in the sense that's known for. I just want to make I let it go the first couple times, but I just want to make sure that that's on the record.
Is it printed kickback?
No, it's not a kickback.
I thought it was
it's a revenue share.
It's a revenue
and
share.
It will be
Okay, Max. Tell me what if we use if you got your,
different connotation for lawyers.
yeah.
All in the words.
Max, if you got your fees waived and some of these other things addressed, specifically referring to the alcohol, what do you think you could return with as a revenue share for the DDA, if any?
Well, DADA has already committed 20% of alcohol sales. That's for charity. It's against my principle, but if you wanted to split that half, 10% to DDA, 10% to charity, we don't see that as making any sense, but if that's what it's going to take.
All right, so I'll make a motion.
Can I just ask a question? Just one more question. So alcohol sales is only going to be happening that one day, the 19th. Is that correct?
No. Saturday, Gatsby
Saturday for
party,
the Gatsby party for
Yep.
500 plus people.
and all day Sunday public.
And what about Fridays for your Friday
But is
VIP
it
event?
alcohol? Is it a cash bar at that event,
It's
or is it a
cash
ticketed
bar out of the
event?
concession stand.
At the ticketed Gatsby event, is it open bar? Or is
Alcohol is
it
always cash with us.
Okay.
The whole point of every event we do is to raise money for charity. We don't
just
get
asking
charities to pay
specifics.
into the expenses for the event because the whole point is to give them money, not take money from them.
I just want to hear.
It's the first time this has happened.
Laura, forgetting everything else, what is your wish, and what benefit is it for you?
He won money. Just sorry, because you were going to ask.
Because that was what I was going to ask.
Yes.
Well, I have my job is to represent you, not to represent us.
No, your job is
What is it? What is
No,
it you
this-
want?
No, this is not, you guys are ready to make a decision. Honestly,
Well,
my recommendation is not, I mean, we've got, and I've shared this with Max publicly and at our first meeting, is that if we give dollars to this event, it just takes away dollars for several future
Right.
events that we have in our schedule. So it's totally up to the board. And I mean, this is a great event, but however, it's one day.
Well, in
1.5
terms of the
days.
alcohol, if it's a
It's
matter
it's
of,
going to be minor. It's probably about close to the amount of the fence, honestly, is what we
but you
would
have no
probably
you have
give
no
back.
objection to Dada doing it.
Honestly,
it's a private event, so
But
if
if you're
they want to
asking
choose Dada, they can choose Dada.
That's kind of where I'm going.
Well, the one concern we do have is just the operation. So making sure that the operation, staffing,
It
all
has
of
to
that,
it has to comply with the rules and regulations.
My only comment, if I can interject here for a minute, if we're not having food vendors, right? So the people will visit the restaurants and everything else. Well, maybe there shouldn't be an alcohol vendor. They should be getting their drinks at the event, at the restaurants or the bars or whatever
Can't
else.
walk around publicly with
Open
drinks.
container
I know
downtown?
it's an open container issue, but I'm just trying to understand.
You'd
if
save
we're
$3,000 on the
trying to
fence.
protect-
Because we have a fence.
Yeah.
It's because we have a fence.
It's gonna be
we
minor.
can now have alcohol.
If you like
That's it.
mimosas
Without
or,
the fence,
you know,
there's
it's not
no
gonna be
alcohol.
huge.
So
I'd like to.
When someone worth $500 million says, make sure there's a beer in my hand next year, I say, yes, sir.
I'd like to make a motion. I'd like to make a motion that we waive the in-kind fees for the Old School Square Pavilion or in its ground space as requested, and we make a. I'd like to. You need me to clarify?
No.
Okay, and
He's checking his tab right now.
okay, all right.
Can I just tell you one thing?
Yes, sir.
If you don't add any 50% for a fence, whatever, then Quentin doesn't have to do anything and we're done.
I'm close.
Well, if you give anything else other than those in-kind fees, then you're adding expense to us, putting time on his.
That's if y'all agree to the motion, but here we go. So, I'd like to pay the first thing that I thought was integral, which was the fence rental for Grimes Rental at $29,982. The alcohol, as stated, you can use whatever vendor that you like, but I would like a 20%. What's the word? Revenue share for the DDA for the in-kind.
Payback.
In-kind item. I won't say payback out. And we would not be paying for your sound or your fence. So we would pay. You would have a free venue, shade from rain and sun, and you would owe us 20%. You got a tent. Yeah, I said the tent.
It's everything.
Grimes is the tent, not the fence.
Yeah, I didn't say the fence. I said, did I say shade and fence? I'm sorry, I didn't mean fence.
It's everything. It's tents, tables.
Tents, tables, umbrellas.
Everything. Yeah.
Not the fence.
I think Grimes even has small fences. Maybe you can get some of those, and you don't need the big fences.
They're already there.
Okay,
Fully
so
used.
just those two things. So
Her whole
the
warehouse is there.
the rental fees for the venue, the rental amount for the tent, and we would receive a 20% revenue share in alcohol, but within 35 days of the event.
We pay next day as soon as we're invoiced.
Hey, man.
We don't wait.
Whatever you say, but
All
that's
my
that's
vendors,
that's
I pay before the event.
That's where I'm at with that.
Yeah.
all right. Anyone?
Oh, just, yeah. Just,
Oh, yeah. You want to say something?
well, just one real, so the 29,000, that's based on all the equipment that you have based on the plan that you've presented to CTAC that's not supposed to change
Remove
at
less
all,
line, yeah.
based on the fire
If
marshal?
anything changes, we will pay the difference.
Okay.
Yes. But it really shouldn't.
Yeah, I'll second the motion just to second it so we can kind of see where everyone's sitting on it.
Well, you have to vote if you second it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Ready
need
to vote?
discussion.
Or discussion.
So the discussion is just that I'm going to, after we vote on it, I would like to propose another motion, and that would be not to include anything else other than the in-kind and a revenue share if there's going to be alcohol sold, because ultimately we would recoup some of the funds that we put in with in-kind and staff.
I understand what Al's saying. It's different from what you
Yes,
said.
I'm saying,
no, but if the motion passes, then your
Right,
question
correct.
won't
But I would
be
correct. But I just want everyone to know that.
Laura, do we have any idea, like on our best concert?
Do yours first.
Correct. We can do.
I saw
Robert's
that.
rules.
Let's-
Do a substitute
okay,
motion,
the
then
mayor-
they have to take.
Before
Okay.
we get there,
Yeah, you can
before we
mayor
get there
ask.
though, I just want to ask a question of Laura.
Thank you, Mayor.
So what are we looking at on the best concert? How much money did we make in the revenue share?
So at our, like on a 2-day festival, is close to, we would have received probably close to $5,000, $7,000 I think was the most. And that was just the 40%, but that was a 2-day festival.
Okay. So $3,500
of like
a day.
a drinking crowd. I like
Which
this. I
is-
don't believe this is a drinking crowd.
Okay.
And that's the St. Patrick's Day, or even like the, our mural reggae fest, things like that, where we've had.
Yes,
Lots
under
of things
Robert's rules, the mayor is absolutely correct. You can make a substitute motion if
And
you
it
want
goes
to make a
first.
substitute motion.
So I make a substitute motion to do.
Okay, wait, can I say something before you make this?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm in line with you. I don't know. Do we need to get our hands mixed in with the alcohol? I mean, it's a private event. This is not typically what we do in it. I don't think it's that much money that we're gonna get at the end of the day.
Well, it's going to go to charity anyway. So
yeah, okay.
I could.
There's a reason, though, Cole. We short money already.
Yes.
Yeah, but you just wanted to give them $30,000 for tents and stuff.
I'm pretty sure I'm getting all of it or most of it back. So it's
No, that's 40% we're getting. No, if you
Yeah, we
bring
get
in
like
30,
3,500 back, and we spend 30,000.
There's 3 days worth of alcohol. So.
2, 1.5 really.
You said there was a private party Friday,
Friday's a private party inside Cornell.
but you said it was all of the events were cash bar, right?
Yeah, but that might be
$100,000
less than 100 people.
Yeah, the Cornell's really small.
Glass of wine.
That's a cocktail art gallery reception. They're not
Cole,
going to
what do you think?
I think you should make your substitute motion sans the profit share, the revenue share.
Yes.
This is fun.
Yeah, this is the worst.
We're running.
Go ahead, Aaron. I'm sorry, I gave Aaron permission. I'm sorry.
He's going to substitute the substitute?
Substitute teacher.
I'm gonna skip all my.
No, he doesn't. What does he want to say?
I'm going to go into defense of the DDA, the people that are going to be working there. They did it last year. They left them high and dry with cleaning up the campus. Now they're talking about it with their mission statements on what they learned and blah, 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 how we're going to do things better this time. I say the guy, Max has already said that no matter if we give him money or not, the event's still happening.
Right.
Let him learn his lesson, work the kinks out, and then come back again the following year and see if we can do it. That's what I'm getting at.
If I may, Bob Cantwell is watching.
Hey, Bob.
He has personally guaranteed and taken responsibility for all of the cleanup.
That's not what I'm into. What I'm getting at, Max, is this is a win. This is good for you because it's a learning lesson for you and your board to do the right thing the first time. That's what I'm getting at.
Right, and there wasn't alcohol last year, so that is adding a whole nother sense of
whole
cleanup.
bunch of.
I'll make a substitute to the substitute motion.
He hasn't made it yet.
Oh, he hasn't made it?
You can't do that anyway. But
Defer to the mayor.
Go ahead, Al.
Yeah, I'd like to amend his substitute motion.
I haven't substituted yet.
Oh, you haven't substituted the substitute? All right.
I have a substitute motion to make, and that is simply that we do the in-kind rental fee waiver and no other waiver, and that we allow them to sell alcohol.
It's not our decision, right?
I'm not certain if it is or it isn't. I thought it actually was. Okay, well then, and listening, and being as, all the money from alcohol sales that you will receive will go to charity.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Then I say that my total motion is we waive all the in-kind rental fees and support that's necessary, and that's all, and we don't ask for anything.
Is there a second to the substitute motion?
Second.
Yes, Cole, second. Okay.
Yes.
I'm waiting.
Just the in-kind. Just the in-kind, no other.
And the rental fees.
Just the in-kind.
And the substitute has to go first?
Yes.
I saw that. Just feel like it's a repeat of the millage. It was exciting then, it's exciting now. Thank you, Mayor. So we vote first? Go.
Alan Costello.
Wait,
Voting
is
on
there
the
just-
substitute motion.
The substitute amended motion, which is just the waiving
Just the waiving.
of the
Right.
fee, the rental fees and the staff fees, and then not charging, not doing anything with alcohol or anything else, like
No
just the
printing
in-kind
time.
stuff.
I'm first?
And
Yes.
Arnell Burton.
no.
Anthony Barber.
Bring your mic down.
Man, I know where that mic is. No.
Brian Rosen.
Yes.
Jim Knight.
Yes.
Cole David.
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Look forward to the event. Thank
So
you.
do I.
Thank you.
We are at 2:35, gentlemen.
We're gonna rocket ship this baby right through.
Got pickers.
Okay, so this looks like it's 5B, which is something I brought up. I appreciate you putting this on the agenda.
Yes, sir.
I think this is the long-term goal for the Old School Square management discussion. I think it's time that we really get that ball rolling for the RFP or whatever needs to be done in order to go ahead and let the DDA focus on what the DDA does, and that's our primary goal. I mean, we've kind of shepherded this Old School Square to where it's at right now. I'm hopeful it grows and continues and flourishes and does better, but I just don't think that with the budgets getting cut and things like that and so forth, and it's a city's asset, and I think it's time that the city runs with it and figures out what needs to be done. I know there's been some discussion about having a plan in place and things like that and so forth. But I'm afraid if we don't get this started, we're going to keep tripping on other items that we've been bouncing off of here recently. And I think it's best that they get somebody in to take it from where the DDA's done a phenomenal job with everything. There's no question about it. It's not happening overnight. I think there's a provision of at least 6 months or whatever else, so forth. Maybe it makes sense to run it through the end of the year, through September, I think is through the end of the budget year. I don't just trying to figure out and see what the other board members feel and so forth. And so it can be, it was never, I don't think, intended that we would be running, the DDA would be running this permanently. And I'm hopeful that we can find someone that can really take it over and run with it. We'll start.
I agree.
Cole, start with you, okay?
I think my original thought process on this was if the city's open to it, try to work with them to formulate a board to take that over. I don't know the legalities, but I agree. I think we need to start phasing ourselves out of this.
Can you talk in your mic?
Sorry. Yeah. You want me to say that?
I didn't hear you.
Okay. I said my original thought process was to work with the city and try to put together a board to take this thing over. But agreeing with Jim, I think it's time to start phasing our way out of this.
Whatever that looks like.
Sorry?
So whatever that looks like.
Yeah, I don't.
Right.
Is that, what's the workshop that we're having? What is that for?
So that would be a suggestion that I would have to add to this workshop with the commission. The commission, it started with us talking here at our board meeting about downtown beautification and the visioning for the downtown. And he recommended that at last week's commission meeting to have a joint workshop with the city commission and the DDA board. There's multiple topics that we should add to that. I think with this being one of them. I did put in to your packet an email that I shared with the city manager after Jeff, Assistant City Manager Orris and City Manager Moore and I met Monday as a reminder that, when we started back in October of 2022 down this process with Old School Square, our recommendation was to have a strategic management plan for Old School Square campus as a performing arts venue in its future. We knew we weren't going to be here long. We were only supposed to be a gap filler, but it needs a plan. It does in order to find the right entity to fulfill that plan, correct? So that's still how I feel. I'm a planner, and I feel that that's something that should continue to happen. And it should be something that's done, with an entity that specializes in performing arts. So that's, but I do think it is, we are working collaboratively with the city as partners for Old School Square, and I think it should be part of a joint discussion as well. So
Brian?
It will take time, for sure.
Yeah, I'd love to hear, again, from the city as well on how we can work with them on this transition. It's the direction we're heading with, the funds tightening up and the, expectations, as well as just the general campus and the parts that we use that are getting in arguments with the city on. And it's time we kind of start looking forward and just making sure that, there's a plan in place. So I'm on board.
Anthony? Good with moving
Workshop?
forward, or?
We'll move forward.
Okay. Aaron?
I said at last meeting, if they're not willing to give us 12 inches, what's the real story? I mean, you want to put a a ceramics class up for season. I mean, 4 months, you couldn't wait 4 months after we already have plans and things scheduled. You want to put a monkey wrench in it? I mean, this is,
But I don't look at this as quid pro quo at all. I just look at this as the right thing. It's always been that we were going to temporarily run this, so I don't think it's.
you want to leave on your terms, not on their
Yeah,
terms.
that's true.
Because
Al?
you did clean up when nobody else wanted it.
Well, we've got a long, I mean, it's gonna, again, and I said this as well, I mean, this is an entity that needs a specialized organization, not government run. And when we're dealing with, fiscal year budgets that are, every year we're looking at this, we can't have long-term planning. We should have season 27, 28 planned as a facility that's a performing arts facility. And when you don't know what's there, we don't have an endowment fund or some type of multi-million dollar budget to perform a 365-day or operate a 365-day a year venue, and that needs that in order for it to be sustainable and to be operating. Yes, there's things that we can do, but everything does need a team. Either operationally, this place is running on a very small team, and that was part of our business plan in 22-23 is to continue to build that team to manage and be sustainable and be able to grow it. And we've been cutting that as we've been going along. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Alan.
Yes. Well, I want to give you a chance again.
Okay.
Laura?
Yes.
What is it you want?
Oh, I want Quentin to finish his answer.
No, all I was going to say was from the standpoint of
the salad. No, sorry. Go ahead.
The salad. Oh.
Yeah, that's what you did. You said,
no, we have as you all know, we have an interlocal agreement, and as part of the general law of interlocal agreements, there's a spirit of cooperation and collaboration. And I know you're saying, I'm just wanted to say this from my standpoint legally, that we'll have to cooperate and collaborate with the city just to make sure any transition plans are documented so that there's a smooth transition. And I think that's why you're bringing it up now, because you want to have a smooth transition, whenever that may be. It may not be for 5-10 years, who knows, but you want to start talking about it and seeing where the city wants to go with it. So I just want to make sure from my standpoint as council that we're going to be doing that with the city attorney's office, through the city manager's office, to make sure that we all are on the same boat from a document standpoint. If that's where
And
we
I would
go.
say that there's also some historical knowledge, people that were been around since before the DDA took over and so forth, that understand how part of the campus runs
Laura.
and so forth.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead now.
what is it you would want? I don't know how much you're going to owe Quentin.
I know.
But, yeah.
It's big bucks.
What is it? What is your choice?
So and I've said this, my choice was to have a plan generated to help leave and grow this campus to be where it should be, right? As Aaron said, we jumped in, and you all know, but with the intent, with the city help and partnership, is to continue this for our community. This is a community asset, and it needs to remain a community asset, and it needs to be a collective unit that works and operates to its full potential. The Crest Theater is still not, open, and once that is open, it has to that all has to work together. Our team has done an amazing job making things happen there, building the brand, building things back up, and we want to continue that. Our goal was to leave it better than we, took the keys. It was, bumping along, and with everybody's help, we've been able to do that. And I think my goal is not to just turn the lights off and walk away. That's not what we want to do.
Not my intention either, any way, shape, or form.
I think, we've done very well at creating a very good plan and operating a very good plan based on what we're given from the city. But as I said, it doesn't lend itself for a long runway. And in order for this place to continue to operate and be successful and have a very successful brand and team around it, it needs a funded engine. And my goal would be to work in tandem with the city to find that solution, not to just toss it over. And I think that, and I know that our team is, there's moments we want to, we've been, we laugh jokingly about this, but it's a lot more than, it's a beast. It's a gargantuan task. Mariska and her team have done an amazing job at the museum. Still a lot to do, and a lot more can be done there. And the marketing and everything that we build around this, we're getting ready to institute the brand and the marketing assets around it that then continue to, that can be sustainable for the future. And that was the goal, was to pass this off. But we are government, and government doesn't move fast, and government gets oversight in a lot of different ways and a lot of different agendas, and unfortunately Old School Square is suffering from that, and it really needs to have that operation of those people that can really take it and go to the next level.
So to answer your question, Al, I think that you asked is that Laura is saying that in a perfect world, there's a plan in place and it's transitioned.
Yeah, but now, if I could, I was instrumental in seeing the DDA take over the Old School Square. We did it because the city, after their troubles with the previous operators, had the campus dark for 2 years. They put out an RFP, and nobody came for the RFP. The RFP was unique, it was kind of strange, and when it came right down to it, what the city was looking for as an operator was an organization just like the DDA, somebody that worked closely with the city, because the city had had a bad experience with the previous people. So, against probably Laura's better judgment, I just hounded everybody because I thought having a dark campus is just the worst thing in the world. And so I fought to get the DDA to take over. I fought with the city, I fought with the Laura and the team because they weren't ready for this. But the plan was that we had a solid center office structure and that we could build from that. And Laura has done that. Laura's done it in spades. If the Crest Theater had been finished, Laura would be operating the Crest Theater right now. And had the art school been ready at the time, Laura and her team would be operating that as well. The fact is that the scariest thing for me is that we are a city organization, but we're not like a municipality like the city. We move slow, but we don't move nearly as slow as a big gargantuan city like Delray. And I believe that unless we work more long-term than short-term with Laura and the city working together to come to conclusion piece by piece by piece and not lose the momentum that's already been created, then if you want to hand it over, when it's handed over, it'll have been homogeneous and it'll be smooth sailing and no one will even know it happened. But if we hand it over, for instance, the 180-day clause in our agreement, if we decided to go 180 days from today, I doubt very much the city would be able to take it and run with it and not lose ground. Handing it off is not easy, but I don't see a problem with the DDA maintaining it and operating it. So I'm still for the DDA doing it and not handing it off. But if it's going to happen, I think it needs to be like a 5-year plan, which is kind of what was planned in the very beginning anyway, and give the DDA a chance, because of how successful they've been and how amazing they've operated, to teach, show, craft, and move this thing, this gargantuan thing, into someone else's hands in a way that we go seamlessly and Laura and the team hand it off well without feeling pressured. That's my biggest concern. And that the city, if they end up with part of it, there's at least another group like the DDA or a new entity that can handle it and run with it.
Logistically, it would probably work best if it matched with our fiscal year. So it's a good time that we're talking about it, because right now, if we can plan, it would be ideal, Mr. Mayor, if it happened within the year, so that the city would know that next year they wouldn't have to give the budget, that $700,000 to the DDA. Maybe there's someone else they could give $300,000 to do it, or give nothing to do it and just rent it for free and find that other party to put the infrastructure in. Because again, we've spent over $500,000 over these 5 years renting the sound and lighting equipment. So someone, that's city dollars, but that's what it takes to have the equipment in there. Someone needs to lay out the funds to get it, whether it's the city, whether it's a private group, whoever it is. It's just one of those things that would bring the cost of operating it down a bunch, and also, again, just makes sense logistically if we start talking about it, because ideally it'd be great if it's within the year, and then you could save the city that $700,000.
If I could just say one thing, that was just wonderful. And if it wasn't a pipe dream, and if there was really somebody who could walk in and for $300,000 run the joint, it would have been us. We already have an infrastructure, a staff, a building, and everything. You can't do it for $300,000. You can't do it for $700,000. We're already cutting costs and cutting angles. You can't do it.
No, someone can. They'll use their own money, not the city money. I'm not saying they're not going to spend $300,000. I'm saying that they don't need the city dollars.
They're going to spend $5 million, and they're not going to get
$5 million.
Yeah, well, I don't quite get the advantage to that. The idea is that
they'll spend $5 million. They'll get the infrastructure in to bring down the actual cost of the events and be able to run it for 5 or 10 years and get that money back for the city. It's a great venue to be able to run.
Well, that would
and
make
some people pay rent for venues, believe it or not. You pay rent for your restaurant.
Yeah,
What if you gave it to them for free?
Well, it was at least before. So.
I'm just saying there's it's not that I'm trying to save the city dollars, which is something our mayor is very sensitive on, is the taxpayer dollars. So I'm just talking about the ways in the future that finds someone who believes in this campus, who wants to invest the dollars to help run it, whether it's a private group, a public group, a private party, and public collaboration, whatever it is.
You know how you volunteered to do the other thing? Volunteer to find that company.
We had them. There was someone that was teed up that was going to spend a couple million before to try to take over the campus. We can revisit that.
Where are they? I'm serious.
I'm serious. They got turned down. They were awarded it at one point, and then
that was for the Crest Theater, right?
It was for the Crest Theater, but they had plans for the whole campus.
So that's
supposed to start.
Mr. Chair, if you don't mind.
Yes, please.
I think you have consensus to move forward with the discussion.
To the parking.
Yeah, and I think that the city hasn't. You have. You okay?
No, I gotta go to the bathroom. I've been holding it in so I can have a conversation.
Yeah, as soon as you're talking, he's out. He's like, not Gordon. It's like the lawyer's talking.
I'm not offended.
I agree. I'm part of that consensus.
I have a thick skin. All right, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay. This brings us to the parking. Yeah, go ahead. We're gonna make it real quick.
Or do you have to close? Do you have to shut down by 3?
I think so. Right? We have to be out of here by 3 or no?
There's no hard stop.
I gotta run at 3.
Is there anything in here,
I gotta
Jeff?
call to make it 3. I'm definitely got by 3.
We want to try to just do parking and leave the financials to the next meeting?
That's fine.
Well, the financials have a vote to it, but
We can move it though. It's preliminary. It's preliminary year end anyway.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So let's talk parking. That Brian, I think you wanted to.
Yeah. Well, this is just so parking can be brief. I can give you this in a really nutshell. And then you all had survey questions that were given to you based on the recommendation to provide the survey questions that we're going to provide to everyone based on both the pilot employee parking program and the new rates. Those are in your packet. Please provide us as soon as possible. I think Suzanne sent those to you electronically. Any feedback on that? So we can get that. I know that they're also with the city. We're waiting for feedback from city staff regarding the parking survey questions. The questions itself. Yeah.
You guys have an email that has all the parking survey questions.
Right here.
Yeah. If I need feedback before we send out the parking survey, you all wanted to see the questions and know that they weren't biased. So if you feel like any of them are biased, please respond to my email with what you would like to see, and so we can get that parking survey out next week.
So that's what my concern is. I'm not what she's talking about. But why are we sending a survey out when we just started?
It's to get feedback, because they've been getting a lot of feedback as it is, so I think it's more of just quantitative feedback to the public to help guide the pilot program as well as any other parking information.
First
And that's
question I have on that, Laura,
something-
is that I think Cole had mentioned the last meeting that he wanted to make sure there was a renewal. Are we past the renewal
Yes.
period now?
We are. Mhm.
Okay. So
Right,
we are
and
past the renewal.
that was, and it is going to be on, well, when I met with Mr. Moore and Jeff, that was shared that would be great if they had some feedback for the 18th meeting, but I'm not sure we'll have a lot if we don't get it out soon enough, right?
Is this a survey that's going to be like the parking was with the announcers on WPTV and people arguing about it?
It's already been on the news, this whole the parking changes. The survey itself is really to find some quantitative feedback and recommendations on the
Survey will be sent
pilot.
out to our businesses and our constituents, just asking about feedback.
Mr.
What-
Mayor, do you think you guys would be on board with blasting the city?
I don't have to be on board with this question. I mean, I think.
is
the
it fair to set the city
city's
up? That's what I'm
entering
getting
into a pilot program which didn't even start until November the 1st.
Yes.
They said they're going to run it for 6 months. You're asking questions essentially which say, and I'm speaking for myself now, do you think you should have free parking or not? And don't you think free parking is a great idea? And don't you think you should be having free parking? And
Those aren't the questions.
I read them. It was respectfully.
I wrote them.
I know you did. I know you did. Respectfully, there was one question: would this affect your using downtown?
Yeah.
You know, the reality is, there's a pilot program going on. Let's see how the pilot program works. That will be your more definitive data collection element than the survey. As I said this when this was brought up at the commission level before, I had the same argument when I was representing a building owner in Boca Raton. I got to tell you, the restaurants are still full. But instead everybody's paying for parking. A lot of people use parking who don't live in Delray, who are not Delray residents. And my view is that Delray residents shouldn't be. It's the user of the parking facilities that ought to be paying for their maintenance and upkeep. That's why you have parking
Only
fees.
residents? I'm a business owner, but not a resident.
A business owner would be okay, but I'm just saying, you pay taxes.
I do.
So
I do.
your portion of taxes, if you were, that's my view on parking in general, and about monetizing a city asset. But I mean, I'm not objecting to things. That's my opinion, because I had the same opinion, and because nowhere else is it free. Let's be honest.
Right.
Where do you go where it's free? And because you have to pay for parking, do you not go to someplace?
So can I just clarify
It's
real
free all over Delray except in one strip, downtown
Which
Atlantic
happens to
Avenue.
be the commercial strip, which
Well, there's a
happens.
commercial strip on Linton. There's a commercial
Anybody
strip
going to Linton?
in Delray Marketplace. If I want to go get a cheesesteak, why would I drive to Big House and spend $20 to park when I can go to some local restaurant?
Then you are suggesting, which I'm happy to entertain
Yeah.
at some point, that we should have parking. We should make all these places have parking requirements and make them provide for their own parking.
That's like
Just like
Schaefer.
they do. No. I'm using your example of going out to Delray.
Actually, you're not using my example. You're doing the reverse
No,
of my
Delray
example.
Marketplace had a
No, I'd
parking
rather there
requirement.
be no meters anywhere.
My point is, these are businesses which do not have, we're not requiring to provide their own parking, but you're saying that the taxpayer should provide it. In every other development around town, we require, a restaurant opens up on Linton, they have a parking requirement. Or they have a restaurant on West End, they have a parking requirement. Okay?
That's so people can come and park and use
Correct.
their facilities.
Correct. But
Al,
they
just
pay
turn
for
out
their
your
parking.
steak sandwich in less than 20 minutes
That's
and they
why we
don't pay a
tried-
penny.
That's why we
I do
started the
that,
in-loop
actually.
program.
Well, that's the new
Pretty
rule.
lucky.
That's the new rule. Which, by the way, I'm going to see how that gets enforced, because
And actually, that's
I'm not
why the
saying anything
DDA
negative
exists,
about
Well, I go in
because
on the
we
app, so
compiled
I
all
go
this
to the
land
app, and I-
for parking.
all I'm saying is,
Stuff
it
in
really,
the
I mean,
All right,
there's a big benefit by the city and all the taxpayers providing for public parking.
so the point of the survey was, back
let's just see
to,
what the
let's do the
survey
survey. So just to clarify, Mayor, the only pilot program is the employee parking program. That's the only
But I
pilot.
understand your position on the parking garage. I understand the position.
No, I'm just saying the
On
only.
the hours of
when you- I'm just, the
enforcement.
word pilot, I'm just saying the only part of the, because the other is not part of the pilot program.
But, understand that there's still lots of letters being received that the employees don't think they should pay $12 a month. for
$10.
downtown parking. $12 a month.
I was just clarifying the word pilot because
I'm just saying.
Okay.
There's only so much.
Jim?
Yes, go ahead.
I just want to clarify. The truth is I fought hard for no meters for years.
Yes,
and
I know that.
We ended up with meters on the avenue, and sure enough, what I was told sort of came true, that it does help move the traffic along. People come and they go a lot more than stay on the street. So when it came to Atlantic Avenue, I hate myself for saying this, but yes, there was a benefit. But we have an employee parking problem, and that's the problem here. And that's why our recommendation is to open up the parking lots free so that the employees will go there.
I acknowledge there's an employee parking problem, but again, from my own personal perspective, it's my view, as I do everywhere else, that the restaurants and or the retail businesses pay for the parking of their employees, as in everywhere else.
It's sort of not everywhere, but I understand.
Okay, not
what you're
everywhere,
saying.
but the,
Yeah.
the preponderance of urban areas that pay for the parking for their employees or their patrons. That's a fact.
But we have such a limited amount of parking.
Did we?
Which is why we have to value it and charge for it.
Okay.
Did we ever get anything from
No,
Joe
did
on
not.
the utilization? So next
Not
month,
yet.
hopefully we'll get something from them on the
If
utilization.
I get it, I will
talk.
share it with
Yeah,
you
they
between.
put it on the agenda for this month, which makes zero sense considering it hasn't been enforced
Well,
since.
well, let me
the
just
Look
first
at
start.
that.
So the one thing
The
that's-
capacities, yeah.
So the one thing I'd just love to see the
Utilization.
utilization overview. You know, if we can get that from them now that
Did
they
you
have
buy
the tracking in there. I think
parking?
it'd be good for
You
the
have parking
DDA
at the restaurant.
to see as we discuss. As far as I'll get you all my feedback to the questions. The biggest thing is that, and again, I think what Tom was trying to say, excuse me,
Mr. Mayor.
Commissioner Mayor, our Mayor here, Commissioner Mayor Carney, excuse me, is that, the program, it started in October, and this was the pilot, not the pilot, but this was the grace period till November 1st. So technically, the parking program is starting on November.
It did start.
Technically, they haven't been charging or doing the things that they're going to be doing until November. This month has really been
It is November.
Yeah, well, I know. That's what I'm saying.
We should be waiting then. Why?
Because
if
we're
they're just enforcing it now.
We're 2 weeks. We're 10 days into the enforcement. 1 month into the notice. Month 45 days. 40 days into the change. The announcement. So all that I think we're saying is that even in the questions we can go, hey, it hasn't even been a month. You've been informed the last 30 days of the changes and kind of. Because the parking, it's only been 10 days technically of the new
Yeah, it's
parking
definitely going to
in
be a while
place.
before we get the questions back. So whenever you can get them to us,
Yeah.
then we'll put the
But
survey
you know
out.
what I'm trying to
This
say
is
is
a
that
process.
I'm trying to say that you're asking questions on a parking program that is 10 days old right now. And you're putting out the questions on what do you think about the 10-day-old program.
It started
No, they've been-
October
it's not 10 days. It
1st.
started October 1st. They've been
It
feeling
didn't start
since
November 1st, it started
Right, but
October
they
1st.
didn't start enforcing till
They-
November
well,
1st, right?
They were
No.
signing up way before October 1st.
Right. No, I saw the lines.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
with
So,
you.
but this
We
is
saw the lines that they.
so this is the positives that I have gotten. I don't know if you guys know the numbers, but some of the questions are like, how'd you hear about it? Are you hearing about the new parking program? We had 932 new city residents sign up for parking for $12 for the year. Again, $12 for the year, everyone, city resident parking. So that's pretty good. 1,000 people pretty much signed up for that. Then also, as far as the employees, do you know what the employees are? I got some numbers, but I don't know if you have better numbers.
Not of November, but as
Yeah,
of
so
October, it was close to 800.
I got, I think, from October 1st to the 31st, 887 employees have signed up. Out of that, 318 online, 569 on site. So again, without the questionnaire going out quite yet, I would say that, and again, the questionnaire should be more, are you hearing about the program? Are you aware of what's going on? Because it's so fresh. It's hard to have the full feedback.
That's what they're asking you to do.
Well, that's almost, but these questions weren't kind of set up as it's a new program. These questions were set up as
So give us feedback. Last time during this board meeting, you said wait until after the renewal, which we are, right? So we're now after the renewal. I haven't gotten one piece of feedback from any of you all about the question. So please just return with the feedback. And if you think we should send it out, when you think we should send it out, I'm open. I'm not attached to this parking survey.
Yeah.
We're just trying to make sure that we're getting feedback for the city on this pilot program so that we can make sure that when April comes, which will be here before we know it, that we are able to give them solid feedback about what people are saying about it. That's it.
100%. Cool, we can do that.
So with that, hold on. So we're all in agreement that the survey doesn't get sent out to the businesses and all that stuff until we all agree on that, right? That's what she just said.
That's fine.
It's not going to be okay.
And we should definitely continue to let people know about,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
we have
really the issue.
Turnover in our employees.
Yeah, the more-
constantly in businesses, and yeah, should end up needs to continue.
So-
So, all right, we're losing everybody. Everybody's.
All right, Mr.
Yeah,
Chairman.
I think there were motion
people that signed up.
Well,
table?
yes, we
Motion to table.
DDA
Yeah.
attorney?
Yeah.
We
Well,
need a
no, we
motion to
still-
table 5D.
Yes, we're gonna table 5
D&E, right?
D&E, right?
You're gonna not.
Well,
do
I mean,
it?
you're not, do you want to go through, can we just give you a high level, some of the things that the team's been waiting, so can we go through that just quickly?
This is why we
Yes.
should do this at the beginning.
Let's
We spend
do
a
the-
lot
let's
of
do a
time on
formal
this
tabling.
presentation,
Yeah.
just so you guys know.
We're moving
So,
on to the top.
Hold on
I'll be
one second.
quick.
Hold on one second, Suzanne. Let's
apologize,
just
I
do
have
a formal motion to table.
I have to go.
5D,
We'll send it to you.
Can I have a motion to
table 5D.
table 5D as in dog?
I'd like to make a motion to table 5D.
I second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Good, move on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For the record, the mayor's leaving the building.
Oh, bye,
The
Mayor
mayor
Carney.
leaving the
The
building.
building, you may just be going next door.
Go ahead.
Yes,
Feed
have some.
staff, please.
Cole has also left the meeting. just for
Oh, he
the
did?
record.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
All
really
right.
quickly. I'll get by this quickly, but Art and Jazz on the Avenue. We had this on October 22nd. You all may remember the original date on this was January. We had to push it to September because of weather, and we pushed it to September for Restaurant Month with the dining theme, and that we had weather issues again, and so we finally rescheduled it for October 22nd and had a Halloween theme. It was a great event. 20 local vendors. Kapow came out into the street and did dining in the street. 2 stages of live music, 4 bands. We had the drum circle activating there, live mural artists, dance performances. We had that spooky flash mob. It was a really great event. This event normally costs us anywhere from 15 to 30,000 depending on the footprint. This is our largest footprint. We had 6,000 people in attendance. That is a record for Art and Jazz. Normally this event grabs anywhere from 2,500 to 3,000, 3,500, 6,000 was huge. And our economic impact for downtown was about $300,000. So it's definitely money well spent. Inaugural Sounds of the Set, I mentioned this last month, but just wanted to bring this back because this was in October. Our next Sounds of the Set will be December 11th. The Shop Small Holiday Rewards Pass, this is our next mobile exclusive pass that is happening. We are doing a special holiday rewards pass for our retailers. All they have to do is sign up. And this is going to be a gamified check-in. So people will check in once they get to the store. They will earn points, and then they can redeem those points for gift cards. We have been undergoing a massive data project at the DDA. I want to bring up Shelley to come just kind of talk with me about this quickly. Because Shelley and Mavis, and Mavis can come up too. I didn't see you back there behind the parking thing. But Shelley and Mavis have gone block by block of all of our businesses to not only verify that they're open or closed, the best contact information. They've scrubbed about 1,200 lines of data. So I just, I don't think people understand how much work this has been.
Is this all the Ginkgo?
Yes.
This
For
is all for
Ginkgo.
Ginkgo, yes. So you want to add anything?
For Ginkgo,
Shelley?
for the website,
I don't think
for all things.
Sometimes you don't realize how many small offices we have around the city. There's a lot of businesses here. So
I like to refer to those as incubators. They're going to grow.
That's right.
Well, like your one, your small office.
I know.
Yeah.
So initially this was to
we'll
find
grow
and
someday.
identify and work on that block captain program. But this turned into something a lot larger because it's able to connect all of our tools, our marketing tools, our CRM, our website, the Ginkgo platform. And at the end of this huge project, it's going to mean fewer places to update. It will be easier to maintain. And now the block captains have been identified and they are ready to train. We've also been onboarding new platforms, HubSpot, which is a comprehensive marketing platform. We're in the process of onboarding that right now, which will handle all of our email newsletters and contacts, social media scheduling and analytics, tracks all the marketing campaigns and reports on those, and it is a CRM for our client management. And then Ginkgo, as you know, Brian, is a mapping and data analysis platform. It tracks all of our property owners, the values of our properties, current lessees. So it really is sort of a back-end platform. HubSpot, our website is more of that front-facing platform, obviously. And it's going to integrate. It integrates with Google right now to track openings and closings. So it will automatically tell us when something has been changed in Google. And so we will be able to keep on top of it a lot easier than us walking by a store and saying, oh, that looks like it's not there anymore.
Based on every address that you put in there, the 1,200 addresses, kind of? Is that how
it goes to the property records, property appraisers information has been uploaded into that, and then we have to manually put in the actual businesses into that, because that's different, and it will attach to that, but based on the property record and what's in those buildings. It doesn't actually go up, right? It won't go horizontal. It just goes what's on the street. I mean, it only goes on the street, doesn't go vertical. Sorry.
So it's tracking the businesses or the Papa stuff?
Papa.
It's just Papa? Then how does Google know when a business opens?
No, it's Google My Business.
Like
so
a
they will
Google
Because an address would be tied to
Right.
It's in a
or
right.
hub.
It's not perfect, but it gives us an alert when something has changed so that we can then go and take a look at it.
We have to manually insert it, and then as it changes, it would be, because it's attached
Hub
to that.
tells you, like Hub will
Right.
give you a notice, like, hey, new
Well,
business
the
changed.
Ginkgo will
Is there a
pull
way
from
to
Google.
Ginkgo.
Is there a way to
Business.
tie business taxes and things like that to kind of reflect
Did
that
we
as
ever
well?
pull the BTRs?
do
I
the
know we were going to
address.
pull all the BTRs. Did we ever do that?
We have, but we have the a list of BTRs as they come, new BTRs, not all of them.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
So that'd be like a great way just to
Right, find out.
smush it.
Still has to be scrubbed. There's amazing, because still some of the BTRs
so
they're
much
closed.
stuff.
They're not. They're
Yeah,
might
well,
be
they don't
still
have to be the
active.
recent
right.
ones, you know.
Yeah, so it's still a lot of it's still a
Active.
manual process.
The city's pretty good about following up on them, though, what I've seen, at least in the past. I don't know. I know we had some discussion on when the BTR office is open. There was some discussion, but I know that the code enforcement guys were at least going around checking on everyone's BTRs.
All right, really quickly, I just wanted to give you guys a look of our new website. This is your first look at the new DDA site. This is just the home page, what you're going to see when you pop up. We are launching this in the next couple of weeks. It has been a lot. There is a lot going into this website, but we're very happy with it. We're very proud of it, and I think it's going to be a really beautiful addition to downtown Delray. There's still a lot of content that has to be updated, but you can see just how beautiful this website is going to be. Very video driven on the homepage. So we're really excited to be launching this in the next couple of weeks.
Girls dancing in front of your store.
Okay.
Good job.
Let me just hold on. Let me get back to this. Okay. What's that?
Yeah. That side of the table's weak. If everyone's dipping, Jim's on his way out.
No, it's got a retake.
All right, so marketing highlights really quickly. We had a huge social media growth in October, 1.8 million impressions in October alone on social media. That is incredible, almost double what we did last month.
And that doesn't count Old School Square. That's just DDA.
This is just DDA. This is just our DDA platforms. Amar Sandwich Shop video, when we went and did their opening day video, it was a 4-minute video, which normally those kind of things don't play well on social, but people loved it, and we got more than 100,000 views. more than 2,600 likes. It was a really strong, so we can, content that is all about our businesses in downtown, it really does resonate with our audience, and they stay super engaged with us.
On that one, the True Vegans opening, I think on the 18th or 19th. I know
We're
you're
already
talking
on
with
it.
them. Cool.
We're already on
Yeah,
it.
it's 15.
This is just a high-level look at our email blasts, our social media, public relations, and website still staying strong. Shelley, you want to talk about the Visitor Information Center?
Yeah, just the huge highlight from October is we were up 80%. 80% in our visitor center over last October. We've got a huge drive crowd coming from Florida and the South, so that's a unique thing, and our European folks are coming back. Of course, we have tons of residents that come in all the time and visit us and find out what's going on, which is great. Then for events, we had a docent tour, we had our spotlight going, we had 15 of our volunteers were trained as certified tourism ambassadors. And just to let you know, we did have an abundance of restroom requests given they were out quite a bit in October. So, all right.
It's actually your fault.
Thank you.
Yes. They know. They were alerted. So.
Restrooms?
Is it possible, this is really simple, on the visitors flag, in the visitor
Welcome
center,
flag?
the welcome
On the visitor
flag,
flag,
can the thing be lowered so that the flag can stick up? Because I pick it up a lot, because when the wind blows, because you have it like this, because it won't fit like this.
Right.
It gets knocked off. Just cosmetics. I don't tell you, I just pick it up and put it back in the hole. As bad as that was. Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, has everyone seen the new Old School Square branding?
Yeah.
Well, now you have. Okay, so quickly, the timeline on this. As you all know, back in March, we put out a call to artists to help design the new Old School Square logo. In April, a public vote began after an arts committee chose 3 of the finalists. Artist Patricia Torres was announced the winner after 10,000 votes were cast. And then just a couple weeks ago during Art and Jazz, we unveiled the new branded house of logos to kick off the centennial celebrations for Old School Square. It was such a great event. We did it at sort of the last minute, and it turned out really great. A bunch of people came out for it. We had Death by Pizza that donated pizzas and 2 fat cookies, and Patricia and her mom and her family was there. Patricia, I don't know if you all know this, but she lost her father during this process and was luckily able to tell him before he passed away that she had won the competition. He didn't see the final design, but was a very bittersweet moment for Patricia, because she was designing this logo while she was basically the caretaker for her sick father. But it turned out to be a really great event, and she was so proud. We had swag made with the logos on them. So, and this is a look at the branded house of logos. You have the main logo, which is the umbrella, and then you have each venue that has its own logo based off of the main logo. And each of the squares is that venue, right? And so that is the Cornell Art Museum. It's her painting of the Cornell Art Museum. That is the arch at the Creative Arts School. That is the Vintage Gym entryway. That is the pavilion, the amphitheater, and that is the Crest Theater building. So.
May I ask an obvious question?
Sure.
Go back one. So, 1, 2.
So the Creative Arts School is inside the Crest Theater, but because it's its own entity, it gets its own logo. Yeah. The opening of the 2 exhibitions, we mentioned this last month, but Dorothy Gillespie and Crystal Backus, those exhibitions are now open at the Cornell Art Museum. They did First Friday Art Walk in October and had 215 people. Keep in mind that the Cornell Art Museum was closed for 2 weeks in October because they were switching out the exhibitions, and they still had a very strong attendance, donations, museum store sales, art sales throughout the month, even though 2 weeks out of the month they were closed. Up next, this Friday, we'd love to see you guys at the Cornell Art Museum for the next exhibition opening, which is Gustavo Novoa, Primitive to Surreal. He is a super talented artist, and we are going to be hosting an exhibition opening on Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. Dorothy,
I
yes.
thought there was an opening. I thought Sunday was the
VIP.
That's
Sunday
the
is the VIP.
Friday is the main public
Friday's
opening.
the
is the main
public.
public, and Sunday is after.
Right. So we did a public opening first, and then the VIP on Sunday.
Oh,
Yeah, it's because of his people couldn't be in town until Sunday, and so that's why I think they chose the VIP opening on
what's
Sunday.
more important for us to be there, on Friday or Sunday?
Split.
Whichever one.
Sunday probably would be.
You know which one you should be at? The one you can come to. All right. Dorothy Gillespie, Courage, Independence, and Color. This is a film that's going to be showed on December 4th inside the museum based off of the most recent exhibition. And then kids workshops. They're putting together kids workshop series in January, February, and March, hosting 20 kids per class, 8 to 12 years old, creating artwork in Dorothy Gillespie style. And then January and beyond, Mariska's working on the Art of Her by Painted Ladies Art Group. That will be opening in January. And then, of course, she's working hard on the Art on the Square Fine Art Show, which will be at the end of March. These are a look at the numbers for social media, email for Old School Square, standing strong on these numbers, marketing numbers across the board. And then really quickly, we wanted to let you guys know about the big events that we are producing on the campus, the ticketed events. We have Patrick Lamb's A Charlie Brown Christmas Tour. Tickets are now on sale for that event on December 17th. And then Dirty Dancing Live, and that's going to be in March. And we've already sold a bunch of tickets for this event. People are really excited about this event, which is going to bring the movie to life on the Old School Square amphitheater stage. And then coming up in downtown, once again, that art exhibition opening this Friday. Small Business Saturday is November 29th. The tree lighting is December 2nd. We are activating the 300-400 block again this year. It's going to be Goodnight John Boy is going to be doing a skating rink in the middle of Atlantic Avenue.
Disco skating.
What's that?
Disco roller skating.
Disco roller skating east of the railroad tracks. So come check us out east of the railroad tracks on the tree lighting night. December 11th, Sounds of the Set, and then December 15th is that Charlie Brown Christmas
17th.
concert.
Actually, that's the 7th.
Sorry, December 17th.
Yeah.
That's my bad. Okay, that's
And in
it.
between that is we have the holiday parade, which is the 13th. Actually, just to
Yeah,
jump
there's a
in
lot
there,
of
there's a lot of
And the 12 Days of Christmas is in there somewhere.
So just thank you, Suzanne and team, for this, but I want to just let everyone know that this place is packed. Like October 25th, we kicked off for Halloween. We must have had everything happening in one day between the Halloween parade, the Witches Ride, Green Market, Orchid Show. I mean, the whole campus at Old School Square was on fire, plus the entire town. So. And then it's just continued. So we've got 29 on Old School Square campus. There's 29 events happening in November. In December is probably close to almost like 35. And so there's a lot of impact happening there. We haven't kicked off. We're looking at January. We're starting movie nights in January. I have actually a whole list for you all. Movie nights along with some free concerts or the $10 concerts that'll be sprinkled in there. But almost every weekend from January through the end of April, there is some type of festival or multiple festivals happening at Old School Square. And with that, also, just so I know we're getting close to the end, so if we want to just jump in, I'll follow up with you all. I've just got a lot of things that have been going on, so we'll just share like a communications email to you all just to keep you updated when things are happening around town, so you guys can be on
Around
point.
town.
Yes. Yep. Did you have
DDA
anything?
attorney.
We're done with sorry.
I don't want to belabor the points, but I wanted to talk about parking a little bit more and things.
kidding.
Yeah, all right.
Just
I'm sorry, go ahead.
on the board comments. I'm done.
You're done with board comments? That's your comment?
Yeah, that was my comment. You
Oh.
want me to say something else?
No,
Oh,
I just wasn't sure if you're just, he was
I teasing
joking.
about the parking.
Being kidding.
Al, you have any comments down there at the end of?
Only to say that I think we all concurred about making plans to move from our operation of the Old School Square campus back to the city or another group. I want to warn you all that I was there when the city had it, tried, and couldn't get it going, and we stepped in to save it. It was all dark for years. Please be careful when you assume that something magical is going to happen and that all this amazing work they've done will be easy for someone else to do. That's it.
I don't think it's easy at all. I think the only comment is that
You have to start
It needs to
somewhere.
be supported financially.
it needs financial support and it needs general support. And it seems like that's just unfortunate. It's just not there right now with it, the kind of the writing's on the wall. I don't know how else to express it. Right?
Perhaps.
Yeah. One thing I had before we go to everybody else and then we leave, just for you all to know, it's tomorrow's Veterans Day, so our office is closed, and thank you to our veterans for their service. And then also Wednesday, we are meeting our team and are driving to West Palm and meeting with the West Palm DDA. So we're spending about 4 hours with them, their entire team, and getting to know what they do, doing a little walk around in West Palm, learning and starting to more collaboration with our DDA partners. So
Isn't their millage a lot higher?
no, their millage is they're at 1.
Oh, they are. Okay.
They could
I don't know
set
why I
2.
thought okay,
They
can
can
go to-
set 2.
Okay, that's
but
what I
they
remember.
only assess 1. But Tanika and I both serve on the International Downtown Association board, and we're also on the Florida Downtowns. But I think it's really good for our teams to get together and collaborate, and brainstorm,
100%.
so, and commiserate.
It's a small county.
Aaron, any comments?
I think it was a good meeting. Glad to be here, and I look forward to the ceramics course in the Old School Square when they started up.
Can you make me an ashtray?
Anthony?
Make me an ashtray.
I'd like to ask that. Let me see. Cole's gone, so it's just Cole. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we still could. We still got a quorum. Yeah, I'd like to ask that we, whichever way properly, Quentin, you could size this up for me. That we look to do 2 things as a DDA, or ask the DDA to do 2 specific things. Thing number 1, to investigate and work with the CRA to move on a pilot type of agenda or program the Delray Marketplace to the West Settlers District once per month. The Green Market. What did I say?
Delray Marketplace.
You know what I meant.
You did.
Can't move.
I was good. I'm like, I didn't
What?
get it, but now
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. The Delray Green Market to the I think it would be 5th, 6th, somewhere between like 6th and 8th, somewhere in there, I think. But there's a lot of green space there, and I'd like to ask.
South side.
South side. Yeah. So I'd like to ask that we make a motion that we ask the DDA to work with the CRA directly about establishing that and setting that up so that we could potentially stomp on our old school grass a little bit less and use some other grass that we've got in the city that's just not being occupied in any way, shape, form, or fashion to activate it, even if it's just once a month as a pilot. I mean, I see people walking past my establishment walking to the Green Market, so that would definitely tell me that, they wouldn't have to walk so far. And as a pilot, it won't be, people hate it, then it was just a pilot.
Would you like to make a motion?
I'm making one.
Good.
And the second thing,
You want to finish that one first, and then
I'd like to make a motion that we ask the DDA to work with the CRA to establish a pilot Green Market program in the West Settlers District between 6th Avenue and 8th Avenue.
I want to limit it to that just in case there's another area, but just
work together. Yeah. Okay.
I'll second that. And I think it's a great idea because it's all about just taking land that's sitting there and bringing life to it and bringing that action to these businesses.
All in
that are
favor?
out there. So.
Aye.
Aye.
All right. And that's it for me.
Oh, you didn't want to do the second
No,
one?
is there a second one? Come on, you're on a roll. You're on a roll.
You're gonna save that. You're
Come
gonna
on.
take the dub.
All right. I'll be really quick. Something I want to talk about in the future is the TPA, which I think you sit on the board. Mayor Tom Carney left. I was going to poke him because I don't know if there's a way that I can get back involved, but I think just as part of the DDA and Clean and Safe, working with the TPA, who, by the way, Boca's getting $200 million of grants for their clean, safe walkways, pedestrian, bike paths. There's grant money out there. The TPA has some good dough. We've worked with Brian Rauscher in the past, former Delray Beach guy, now the head of the TPA, or at least, or MPO. They've changed the name, but basically, yeah, it's MPO. I think they changed it. I heard it's MPA. I heard it's MPO. It says MPO. By the way, same thing. I checked on the site. The reason I say MPO is I just checked. They have a site that shows 2016 through 2020 pedestrian and bike accidents. It's a new interactive GIS map. Delray Beach happens to be in the top 2 or 3 of all Palm Beach County as far as where these accidents are happening. And again, part of being clean and safe, I want to be safe. I want to make sure we got good ways to get around for bikes and pedestrians. And I'd really like to try to work with the TPA to understand what's happening here and try to solve some of those issues.
It's almost, Brian, like a parking issue, you know. People would die to have a parking problem because that means there's business, right?
Yeah.
We have such a huge pedestrian count. I mean, like Lincoln Road, and then you come north, and that's it.
Dude, I'll tell you, I'm just going to say, I almost got smoked Friday night riding along Swinton because coming out of behind Jimmy's, there's an alley that goes through the sidewalk.
When
There's
you
no
say
lights
smoke,
there.
that means you almost got hit.
Yeah, hit by a car
okay.
coming out while I was in the street. There's
Just
not
wanna
much
make-
light. Yeah, it
because
just
we're still on the
I almost
record.
got wouldn't be able to make it to the meeting. So, but anyways, I'm just saying, we got to really work on the bike safety, and I think even on that to add on, and this is the big one. This is the big ask, Laura, is the Lake Worth Water District has a bunch of property.
Like we're drainage district?
Yeah, drainage district.
Okay.
And I would like to try to work with the DDA to create the bike path that goes from the Long Trail through Boca, through Delray Beach, and up to Lake Worth, because it can actually happen. There's an ability to do that. It's been looked at. And I think providing that kind of green way for Delray Beach would be pretty amazing. So it's something I think that we could, and again, it brings people to spend money and stuff. What's that? Yeah, it does. It comes right east of 95, and it's kind of near those train tracks-ish, but it kind of, if you look at the district, it comes east. I was looking at it on the map on my phone.
I've ridden the trail many a time.
Yeah, and again, if we could connect to the Long Trail and have downtown Delray Beach connect to that Long Trail, be able to go to FAU, and then even take it upwards north to Lake Worth through Boynton, it would be pretty awesome. But I just want to do the connection for the downtown. That's my big ask. I'm done.
And so my only quick comment is that I thank you to all the veterans, to everything you've done for this country and everything else and so forth, and please honor them. And that's it. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second, adjourn.
Ain't gavel yet.